Here we go. Hello everyone, and welcome to Demon Interviews, where we're doing Demon Media 33. We're going to be doing a recap of The Dragon Prince, Seasons 3 and Season 4. So, today we have a lovely guest with us, so if you don't mind introducing yourself.
Hi, my name is Ava Marie. I did my intro wrong. Greetings, fellow humans, here and fellas. My name is Ava Marie. And on most social medias, I am known as AVE_R_IE. You can follow me pretty much everywhere under that username. I am a cosplayer and I am a YouTuber where I primarily post stuff about RWBY and the Dragon Prince.
Yay, well, we're so excited to have you join, so welcome.
Thank you.
Ready.
I'm always open for excuses to talk about my obsessions.
Yes. This is the place. For sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Wait, no.
Bait, come back. That is Bait. Our dear friend Bait has joined for compensation of jelly tarts, so you make sure we give him those towards the end.
Yes.
Alrighty, so before we begin doing the recap, just a bit of housekeeping before we begin, which is a disclaimer. We do not claim anything on the show. We are merely fans of the show, reviewing The Dragon Prince, which you can find on Netflix. The Dragon Prince is a series created by Aaron Ehas, thank you, and Justin Richmond. Our guests will be talking about The Dragon Prince Season 3, and I will be giving my thoughts. By the way, my name is Jen, host of Demon Interviews for today. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Jen.cosplays45, so brief little intro there. And then I'll be covering The Dragon Prince Season 4, aka one of the better seasons, and then the guests will give their thoughts, and then we'll wrap up from there. So, without further ado, Avery, you have the virtual floor.
Yeah. Alright, well, my Discord just started going off. I gotta mute that really fast.
Oh, you're fine.
Of course, the second I start,
It happens.
There we go. Alright. Well, most Dragon Prince fans, if you ask them what their favorite season is, they will give you either two answers, Season 5 or Season 3. The majority of them will say Season 3. They are correct. Personally, my favorite is tied for Seasons 5 and 3, but Season 3 is definitely one of the better seasons. It's the climax of the first part of the story. So Season 3 starts with Sol Regum. Callum and Rayla have entered into Xadia, or at least they're attempting to, but they are stopped by the Sun Archdragon Sol Regum, who is old, blind, and a jerk. Which...
Oh.
Is there a better way to describe him?
Depressed.
Depressed. He's just an old man. He wants them to get off his lawn.
Exactly.
Ezrin has, at the end of Season 2, found out about his dad's passing, so he goes with Corvus back to Katalis in order to take the throne of Katalis back from Viren. Or, well, not really back from Viren, just to take the throne entirely. And Amaya, I think this is... Oh gosh, I'm double checking in my head. But this is after she gets captured to the Sunfires, I believe. And she meets with Janai.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I'm right.
I think you're right.
No, this is when she gets captured by the Sunfire Elves. And Janai. So it is when our favorite lesbians officially meet. Sort of. I feel like this could count as Stockholm Syndrome. But the main part of this episode was Callum, Rayla, and Zim getting past Sol Regum, where we get some very cute Rayla moments, because that's why people really watch Season 3, because we get Canon Raylan. We get the scarf, we get Raylan calling him her best friend. And all in all, they get through and they make it into Xadia, and then begins episode 2, The Crown. If you can't tell, I am I don't have a script.
You're fine.
So Ezrin has officially taken the crown at this point, and he begins his first High Council meeting, where he is told about Soren and Claudia's treachery to the crown, and is told that he should throw them in prison. He asked for time to make a decision, so for the time being, they are thrown in prison. And we meet Prince Kasif, who I don't think anybody in the fandom actually likes. No,
I don't.
He's fine. He pressures for Ezrin to team up with the other human kingdoms to invade Zadia because of the deaths and injuries of most of the rulers of the kingdoms. I think 2 of them died, and 1 of them was badly injured, and then Anya's fine. Nobody can touch Anya. Nobody can kill the 10-year-old. And then Rayla begins guiding Callum through Zadia to reach the Silver Grove. They see some magical creatures. They meet the Adoraburs. They have cute flirty moments because they're really freaking cute. I believe this is the episode with the bumpy ride. It was a bumpy ride. But this episode is a bit more focused on Ezrin overall, because it's focused on him learning that, being a king is really, really difficult. He like at the beginning, it's very lighthearted about it. He's just like, I can have all the jelly tarts I want, and it's just and Corvus can't come in here. Yes, he can. I'm the king. I say he can. Sorry. And this is also the episode where one of the biggest TDP memes came to be. Bread sandwich.
Yes.
Bread sandwich. All hail. If you have not had a bread sandwich, I have actually had a bread sandwich. It's not bad.
A lot of carbs.
But this is kind of the episode where Soren really kind of starts turning a bit more to the light side, because he's just like, yeah, we did do things wrong. We did hurt people. We made mistakes. This was not the best plan. But Opeli also tells Ezrin just like, hey, if you need to have a regent for a few years so you can grow up. And so he offers Bait the role. And in the end, Ezrin decides that he is not going to be a king like his father was. He knows he's going to have to make hard decisions, but he is going to choose peace in the end. He's not going to force people to atone for the sins of their fathers, and so he lets Claudia and Soren go. And then season 3, episode 3 is called Ghost. Callum and Rayla reach the Silver Grove, and Callum creates what I like to call the revenge disguise of Elf Callum, where all his best mates are trees.
Yes.
I would love to have a human Rayla Elf Callum moment in season 6, where they're just like, we both have to disguise ourselves, and they go in, disguise themselves, and Ezrin's just in the corner like, oh my god.
Just being Katalis.
Kasif is still pissed at Ezrin for saying he is not going to join in the war, that he's going to choose peace, and Kasif is just like, well, if you're not going to fight with us, then we're going to fight you, and we will bring all of our armies to kick your butts. Because elves are terrible people, and I can't believe you're siding with them. And Ezrin tries to explain, like, elves are good people. I know one. She's sort of dating my brother. I'm kidding. And at this point, the Oh gosh, I'm blanking on his name. The guy who's like secretly working with Callum, or not Callum, Viren. Sorry.
Uh,
The guy Salir, Salir,
I
I
think it's
think.
so weird. Yeah.
Salir, yeah. So he approaches Kasif with like a deal with Viren to make. Um, so then Callum and Rayla get to the Silver Grove, and
Mhm.
Callum's just like, "There's nothing there," and Rayla's just like, "Let's dance. It'll open the way to get there." Which, fun fact, this has been confirmed. This is confirmed in Blood Moon Huntress. Callum did not need to dance with Rayla.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Yeah.
Rayla was just like, "No, I'm the only one who needs to dance to open it" in Blood Moon Huntress. So in season 3, she just wanted to dance with Callum. She straight up
Aw, that's so
lied.
cute.
She straight up lied to him so she could dance with him.
Mhm.
But so they get into the Silver Grove. Rayla's all excited, just like, "I'm gonna show you where I grew up. I'm gonna introduce you to my dad and all that." And then turns out, no, Rayla's been ghosted, which in Moon Shadow terms is banished, basically. So she can't see anybody's faces, and nobody in the Silver Grove can see or hear her. She is essentially a ghost. So then Viren at this point is in prison. He's been imprisoned for a while. And he still has should I call him Baby Sparklepuff? Because he becomes Sir Sparklepuff.
I mean, I guess so.
Baby Sparklepuff, that's his new name. Baby Sparklepuff is with Viren, and Erebos is speaking through it, and is just like, "Hey, you'll get out soon. Don't worry. Soren and Claudia are here. They will help you and all that." And Claudia and Soren do come, and Claudia asks him, "Hey, Soren said you were supposed to kill the princes? Said he was supposed to kill the princes? What's that about?" And Viren gaslight gatekeep girl boss his way into making Claudia believe that he never did that, or that Soren misheard him, basically. And Claudia believes Viren because the brain cells in this family are 0. Rayla, back at the Silver Grove, Rayla and Callum go to see Athari because Rayla's just like, "He wouldn't have ghosted me, but he did ghost her." And Callum gets angry. Athari does see Rayla through the reflection of a blade, and he basically says, You done messed up. People are dead, and we all blame you for it." Oh gosh, I have like things written down, and I'm going through all my bullet points. We meet Kazi this episode, actually. The linguist from the Sunfire Kingdom. I'm blanking. Where did the Sunfire go?
Luxaria?
Luxaria, thank you.
Yeah.
I forgot.
That's
I almost
okay.
said the Sunspire, and I was just like, no.
No.
Luxaria. So we're in Luxaria. Janai and Kazi interrogate Amaya, and when Amaya won't cooperate, she is taken to the Queen. The Queen is just like, "Cool, she's a human, kill her." And that is actually where Amaya's story ends this episode. But back with Viren and Soren, Viren or actually no, that is not where it ends. My bad.
That's okay.
Amaya is like given the test with the light, and she looks into the light, and turns out she's pure. She's not tainted by dark magic because she's Amaya. And Amaya does everything right. And then lastly, back with Callum and Rayla, Athari does approach them as they're about to leave, and they talk about how the Athari unghost Rayla for a moment, and they discuss how the assassins died, how Runan never came back, how none of them came back at all. So when they saw that Rayla's assassin's flower was the only one that didn't sink, they believed that she abandoned them like her parents did. And Rayla explained to him about Zim and how they're going to return him to the Dragon Queen. And so Athari gives them the Shadowpaw Moonstrider to go off on, and he gives Rayla his Moon Opal. And Callum and Rayla go riding off to meet to go see Zubeia. And Athari sends Zubeia word that they're on their way. However, that message is intercepted by a certain Skywing elf. And that leads to episode 4, The Midnight Desert. I apologize if I'm rambling, by the way.
Yep, you're doing just great.
I've never done something like this. All right. So, episode 4, otherwise known as the episode that everybody watches the last 3 minutes of and nothing else.
Oh, yes, this episode.
This episode. So, Callum and Rayla meet Nyx, the Skywing elf. Nyx is Nyx. I don't know how else to describe her. She's basically a sky pirate. I feel like that's a good way to describe her. And Callum is also trying to get Rayla to have some big feelings time about everything that she found out at the Silver Grove. She's not into it because she's Rayla. I'm gonna just go through everybody's story and then switch to the other stories. So they meet Nyx, and Nyx says, I can get you to the queen faster than if you just went on the Shadowpaw and Moonstrider. I can get you there in 2 days. It'll take you a week. Because they have to go through the Midnight Desert, which at nighttime is very dangerous. So they agree to go with Nyx, and they get on her oh gosh, I'm blanking on the name of Nyx's thing.
Ambler,
yeah. Ambler. It is the Ambler. They get on the Ambler and they start riding across the Midnight Desert, and Rayla and Callum keeps trying to talk to Rayla. Rayla's not really into it, and at one point the Ambler gets stuck and Nyx goes to get it out, where we get the very famous boomerang scene.
Yes, it's like, oh my
God bless you, Jack DeSena.
That was awesome.
You have to make a minimum of one Avatar reference in every season of TDP purely because of Aaron Ehaz and Jack DeSena.
Yes.
But anyways, I'm gonna do the rest of Callum and Rayla's story at the end because that's the reason everybody watches this episode. Yes. So switching over to Ezran. So back at Katalis, Kasif requests an audience with Ezran, and he's giving Ezran the official ultimatum of you join us or we will come and kill all of you. We will all of the human kingdoms will come and fight against you. And Ezran is not super excited about that because that would mean that even if they win, thousands upon thousands of people will die. And Ezran is not super happy about that thought. So in the end, Ezran makes the decision with the whispering, I guess, of Salir, because I believe he I'm double checking my notes here, sorry.
Okay.
I think so. But anyways, Ezran decides to abdicate. He leaves Bait with Barrios for his safety, and Ezran not only abdicates the throne, but he agrees to be thrown in jail. Which I don't think we're ever really given a specific reason why Ezran is thrown in jail.
No.
But so Ezran goes to jail. Viren takes the throne and says, Ezran goes to jail and Viren takes the throne on the condition that anybody who wishes to not have to fight the Inzadia are allowed to lay down their arms and leave. No questions asked. They will not get in trouble at all. And that deal is made and Ezran goes to jail. Congratulations, Viren, you put a 10-year-old child in jail. So leading to the end of the episode that everybody actually likes, at the Oasis, in the Midnight Desert, Callum, Rayla, and Nyx reach an oasis for the night. It's protected, nobody can get in, so they stay there for the night. Nyx offers them one blanket or two. They take two. And in the night, Rayla is very upset. Callum tries to talk to her. Rayla runs away. Callum goes after her and successfully talks to her this time, compliments her a bunch, and we get the first of many this season, and hopefully many more later on, Raylum kisses! Wait, no! So Callum and Rayla have their first kiss, except Callum wasn't exactly expecting it, and so he kind of freaks out a little, which causes Rayla to freak out a lot and say that if he ever brings it up again, she will bind herself to killing him. So clearly they had a great first kiss experience.
Yes. A plus.
But as they're going back to the Ambler, they discover that Nyx has not only taken the Ambler and left, she kidnapped Zim. So great job, you guys. Zim is basically Princess Peach with how much he gets in trouble these first 3 seasons.
No.
He's always in trouble. He's just a baby.
Yes. Baby dragon.
Baby.
So cute.
And then all right, up next, the episode that got second place in the first TDP episode poll. Who knows how it'll do in the second one? At the time of the recording this, I'm starting that poll tomorrow.
Okay.
But I did a poll with season 1 through 4, and the 2 graphic novels at the time. I put them all in a tournament, and I had people vote on it, and this episode ranked number 2. Heroes and Masterminds. Which basically, like, once again, the last 2 minutes made this episode one of the favorites. We're just all here for one reason, and it's the one good straight couple in fiction, even though they're both bi. Alright, I'm gonna do Ezran's part first for this one. So, Ezran's in jail. He's not having a good time, but all of a sudden he hears something above him, and it's Bait, who breaks into jail with a bunch of jelly tarts so that he won't be lonely, and he's a sweet little baby. Ezran was king for like 3 days. He did his best. Viren has officially taken the crown, saying that Opeli is saying, Viren takes the crown saying, well, my parents are dead, so I follow the orphan rule. So I'm king now. I'm the law. And Soren sees this and decides that he can't take what his father is doing anymore, so he leaves to go and help Ezran with Opeli and Corvus. So Soren breaks Ezran out of jail, sneaks him out of the kingdom in a hay bale because hungry horses need their hay. Hungry, hungry horses. And with the help of Opeli, Corvus, Barrios, and Lujane, I forgot her name for a second, he's able to he's able to go on Fifi and ride away on Fifi to go meet up with Callum and Rayla in Zadia, which, you know what? There's nobody watching the border, so nobody could really stop him. The first border patrol's dead. The second one's in a coma.
Oh, so he just flies right on by.
Yeah. But, yeah. So, Ezrin spends like 12 hours in jail, and he's able to escape. 10 years old, and the kid's got a criminal record. But Viren is preparing for his march on Zadia, and he does uphold his end of the bargain that if anybody wishes to leave the army, they are allowed to, and they will not be stopped, and they will not be penalized. And a lot of people do, including actually Marcos, the soldier that Rayla almost killed in season 1. So while they are not killed, they are slightly penalized as they are forced to wear a broken chain tag for the rest of their lives, I guess. It's representing that they are the weakest link in the chain. All right, well, on to the part of the episode that people actually care about. So, Callum and Rayla are going after Zim because Nyx took him. Also, Callum's Shadow Paw. All right, no, not the Shadow Paw. Callum's ride died. Callum's, it wasn't a Shadow Paw. The Moonstrider. Yeah, Callum's Moonstrider gets dead. So Rayla and Callum ride together on the Shadow Paw, and they ride after Nyx, and they eventually are able to catch up with her because the Ambler gets stuck in the sand again, and they're able to they're able to catch up. They are able to get Zim back, and they eventually help out Nyx from being bitten by a bunch of Sulfang serpents, and they ride off together to get to the edge of the desert. And then that scene. Because Nyx asks Rayla why she went back to save her, and Callum does his whole speech about how Rayla's a hero and how she's amazing and how she's just the best person, and then he kisses her and he apologizes, and then she says shut up and grabs him, and she kisses him, and then they kiss each other, and that's where the episode ends, and it's so cute.
It's amazing. It's like the best part ever. It is
the best kiss scene in fiction. Fight me.
Well, I'm over here with my Ren and Nora kiss from Ruby Volume 7, but yeah, like both of those are top tier.
Nobody dies after this one.
Okay. I guess that's true.
They do both break up abnormally fast.
Yeah, it's true. So something about the characters I like here.
No, they do. It does both involve the girl grabbing the guy and just pulling him in.
It also says something. Oh gosh. Oh no. It's true.
Oh gosh.
Now I need Rayla and Nora, like, talking about their first kiss.
Rayla would just be like, I threatened to murder him, and Nora would just be like, I'm sorry?
I didn't take it that far.
Well, Rayla's just like, I threatened to kill him after our first kiss, and Nora's just like, people died during our first kiss.
Yay.
We were too busy making out to notice that people were dying. Kim, there's people that are dying.
Oh gosh.
That's literally what made him stop kissing Tyrion killing people.
I know.
Oh gosh. You got me on a Ruby tangent.
Sorry, it happens.
You can't convince me that that Blake and Callum wouldn't be best friends, though.
Oh, they would, and then Kazi too, with like the whole
Kazi
bookery.
Too, yeah.
Yeah.
The book gang.
The book club. Oh gosh.
Rayla too, honestly. Like Rayla and Blake would Rayla and Blake would sit together and just be like, you have a stupid partner too? Yup.
Yep.
Did your partner punch somebody in the face for you? Yup.
Yep. Very well. That's my next fan fiction piece. Ruby meets
Ruby
the
and
Dragon
Callum meet Blake and Yang.
Oh no.
I say this so often. Bumblebee and Raylum are just same ship, different font.
Pretty much.
I will make a whole video on that someday when I have time, when I'm not drowning in cosplayer schoolwork.
Oh.
Alright. Anyways. Episode 6. Thunderfall. I almost said Thunderstruck. That's a song. Thunderstruck. Callum, Rayla, and Nyx are able to make it out of the Midnight Desert. Definitely gonna be leaving a 1-star review on Uber for that ride.
Yes.
And Ezran is on his way to meet them on the back of Fifi. Fifi's not doing too well. She's very tired, but she says we got to keep moving. And well, she squawks it. Ezran understands it because Ezran. We still haven't gotten an explanation. So they're still riding off to meet up with Callum and Rayla. And in the end, Ezran does meet up with Callum and Rayla, and they're very happy to see each other again. However, the celebration is kind of ruined by the fact that Fifi straight up dies.
I know. Fifi.
And Fifi ends up turning into a single feather, which Ezran discovers that she will be reborn. She can be reborn because Phoenix. And that storyline will be continued in Through the Moon. We don't get it in the show. But they end up reaching the Stormspire and Avazandum's petrified body, and Callum and Rayla discuss how Callum is really upset that Avazandum killed his mother, but at the same time he feels terrible because Harrow killed Avazandum. And Rayla tells him that they'll be the people who will break that cycle of vengeance, and that Ezran and Zim are a perfect example of that. And then they hold hands and lean against each other because they're cute.
Adorable.
Aaron, Justin, make Raylan season 6 happen.
Yeah.
Swear to God.
Please.
I miss my wife, Tails.
Oh.
Anyways, on the other side, we have Viren with Soren and Claudia and Kasif. They're all on horses going off to Zadia to fight the people of Zadia because Viren has decided to go full genocide mode. And we also get the origins of the nickname Little Bug Pal. And Erebos is asking Viren while riding on a magic horse that he doesn't actually need because he can float and he never sits on it properly. And Erebos, Erebos, I don't even know how to describe you, my dude. And he asked Viren how he was able to kill Avazandum. And he tells the story of how Avazandum was killed because the people of Durin, which is well, you've already seen season 2, so you already know about how Durin's whole lack of food issue. I forgot the word for that. Famine. And how Sarai ended up dying in the trek to get a Magma Titan heart to help with that. But Years later, Viren figures out a way to create a spear that will never miss and will petrify their enemies, and he goes to Harrow about it, and Harrow agrees to do it, to use it against Avazandum because of Sorai's death. So they go and they kill Avazandum, which is honestly very sad because Avazandum was just like, hey, my baby's in there. I'll let you leave. Just don't hurt my baby. Don't hurt my wife and child, please. But they end up stabbing Avazandum with the spear, and he turns to stone. And Erebos is happy about that story, and he is just like, wow, good for you, dude. And he tells him that Avazandum was one of the people who put him in prison. He doesn't know where his prison is, but he knows that Avazandum was one of the people who did it. We know where his prison is now. Season 6, episode 1. The team goes bowling.
Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh, no.
Avazandum just in the ball going, ah!
Oh, God.
And Kasif lets them know that the breach that Sarai? No, Amaya. Sarai's dead. That Amaya was protecting has been destroyed. But Claudia says, don't worry, I have a way to get across. Dark magic! Ooh. And so they use dark magic to go through the lava, reaching Zadia. And now, episode 7, Hearts of Cinder. Yay!
Come on, Bait.
Yeah, Bait's falling a little. Just get on my leg now. All right. So I'm gonna start with Viren's group story this time. They're all walking through Zadia. Claudia traps an Adorabur in a jar. We never see that Adorabur again. Probably dead now. And Soren is kind of noticing that his dad's kind of might be losing it because he keeps on talking to air, so he asks him, hey, what's your plan with Zadia? What are we exactly trying to do here? And Viren responds by emotionally abusing his son and comparing him to Kasif, which nobody should be using Kasif as an example of a good person.
No.
Kasif is not a smart man. But anyways, Viren goes back to talking with Erebos about, hey, what is actually our plan with Zadia after we're done with it? And Erebos is just like, well, I'm only here to do what you want. And Viren, of course, is just like, I just want a bright future for humanity. Which in reality is elves suck, humans rule. Lol. But they decide that their aim at this point would be killing Zubeia. And so they are going to go to the Stormspire and kill Zubeia. But first they have to make a stop at Luxaria. And Viren is just like, how can we defeat all of the Startouch elves? We're literally going in as a tiny human army against warriors, and Erebos is just like, don't worry, only one person has to go in. And so Viren has to go in alone. Viren in Luxaria, Janai and Kesa, I believe is how you pronounce her name. I apologize if I do that wrong. The Queen of the Sunfire Elves. They find out that Viren has arrived, so they go to they meet Viren and throw him in jail because human. But then they bring him for an audience with the Queen, and he is given the same test that Amaya was. However, because he's Viren, I'm gonna quote the 6-year-old I watched a show with because I love the way she describes Viren's dark magic mode. He goes zombie mode.
Yes.
He does look like a zombie.
He does.
So, so Kesa says that he will be purified, and he will be purified when he goes basically zombie mode. And in jail, Kazi tells Amaya, "Hey, your king's here. And you haven't been killed yet, so that's a good sign." And Janai comes in and is just like, "Yeah, your king is here." And Amaya's just like, "Wait, who's here?" And when Janai describes him as rotten to the core, Amaya's just like, "That's not our king. That's Viren. Run." However, when they attempt to purify Viren, it is confirmed how dangerous he is because a giant caterpillar snake giant baby Sparklepuff comes out of his throat, and it is terrifying, and bites one of the Sunfire elves in the neck, who he does become important in season 5. Not very important now. And it ends up corrupting the Sun Staff, the Primal Stone, for the Sunfire elves. And Erebos takes over his body because of that, and goes and kills Queen Kesa, and whispers in her ear what happened to Aditi. However, you will not know about what happened until season 5. Even though it's really messed up. I feel like everybody's I feel like we all had an expectation of what he did to her. We didn't. I don't think any of us expected what he actually said. No, when he said that, I was just like,
"Beg your pardon?" That's what I said. I was like, "Excuse me."
My favorite reaction somebody said was, "In what way?" That was just gosh. Oh god. But anyways, Erebos and Viren destroy Luxaria together, and the Sunfires, some of the Sunfires escape, but many are killed, sadly. And among those who escape are Kazi, Amaya, and Janai. So the important people made it out. All right, and then switching over to the good guy trio. They're climbing the Storm Spire, and Ezran's just like, "Zim, you're finally gonna meet your mom. You're gonna see her again." Callum and Rayla are joking about how the Dragon Queen can never know about them being together. It's a secret forbidden romance kind of thing. They eventually arrive at a gate that says, "Prepare to draw your last breath in Elven." And as they get up higher, the air gets thinner and thinner. And Ezran realizes that draw your last breath actually is a rune for Callum to do, and he Ezran, they're all collapsing. Ezran is told by Pyrrha about the rune, and he goes over to Callum and is just like, "Do this spell, you'll live." So Callum learns Ventus Spiralis is able to give them all air, goes over, and he and Rayla have a smooch, and Ezran just like, "Hey, that wasn't part of the spell." And so Callum and Rayla tell him, "Oh, you were gone for a few days.
This is a thing."
This is the thing. Oh, yeah. And Ezran is quite surprised by this, but I'm pretty sure he's happy. And switching back actually to Viren and Viren's group, they leave Luxaria and are just like, Viren leaves Luxaria and is just like, "We have a way to defeat Zubeia now. I'm gonna turn you all into monsters. Soren's gonna do it first." And Soren's just like, no thank you. And so Case is just like, "Cool, I'll do it then, nerd." And so he gets turned into a lava monster. I feel like he would say that, though.
He would, though. Oh, my baby boy.
Quesa's just like, shut up, nerd, I'll do it.
Oh.
Quesa's life's motto is Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah. I see it.
He does it so often. In like the short time he's there. But anyways, so Viren starts turning people into lava monsters. Soren can't take it anymore, and so he leaves. Claudia stops him and is just like, you can't leave. And Soren just like, watch me.
Leaves. Soren leaves the chat.
And Soren ends up leaving the group. And that's how their episode ends. And then Callum, Rayla, and Ezra make it to the top of the Storm Spire, and they meet up with Ibis, aka didn't care about him till he died. I forgot how to pronounce. I literally called him Ibis for like a year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, from like 2021 to until season 4 came out, I legit called him Ibis. But anyways, they meet up with him, and he's just like, oh, Zubea's kind of dying. And that's how that episode ends. And then there's episode 8, Dragon Guard. We're gonna make it to the end of this. We can do this. All right. Okay. So starting with really the only thing that happens with Viren's group this time around, they're on their way to the Storm Spire, and they begin approaching it at the end of the episode. That's really all that happens with them. Most of this is focusing on the main group. So they had just met Ibis. Zim is scared to go and meet his mother, so the others go and see Zubeia. She's not doing well. She's basically in a magic coma. Zubeia spends most of her time in this show sleeping or sick. I just realized that. Because seasons 1, 2, 3, 5. Season 4 is the only time where she's okay.
She's okay and being boss queen, so.
Yeah. Anyways, so while they're meeting with Zubeia and just seeing her, Soren makes his way to the Storm Spire, starts climbing his way up, and ends up not being able to breathe because he can't do Ventus Spiralis. And so Ezrin on Pyrrha sees him, grabs him, climbs into the top. Callum gives him oxygen, and Soren tells him, yeah, we're gonna die. So Ibis and Callum go to the top of the Storm Spire to scout, just to see if they can see Viren, and Callum learns about the spell Manus Plume of Atlantis and is told, yeah, not many people can do this. Not many elves are born with wings, and even less can do this. And so Callum's just like, I was able to learn sky magic with the pure power of keep trying until it works. I can do this. So, and Ibis says, you can't learn sky magic, so he blank-faced fulminists the air. That is one of my favorite moments of the season, just Callum, Ibis just being like, you can't do magic, and Callum just being like, watch me.
And Ibis is just standing there like, I stand corrected.
Yeah. Oh my god, he can. So, Ibis recommends that they all leave because it would be better for them to take Zim somewhere else where he is safe. So Callum goes to tell Rayla that, but Rayla says that she can't leave. This all happened because of her parents. She's not going to leave Zubeia just to die. She at least has to fight and die to redeem what her parents had done. So, this is Raylan breakup number 1.
And it already hurts.
I feel like we might need to give a slight through the moon explanation before we get into season 4.
Oh yeah, I have like a in between type of stuff. So yeah.
Oh gosh, the amount of people though that were watching season 4 just were like, "Where's Rayla?" And we're just like, "You didn't read through the moon." Anyways, so Rayla gives him her moon opal, gives him a kiss, and is just like, you have to go, I'm staying here. Callum's not happy about that. They get into an argument. And Rayla ends up leaving to the top of the Stormspire. Callum ends up using the moon opal to see the memories of Rayla's parents and what they actually did, which in fact they were the only people that didn't run away when Viren came for the dragon egg. They fought until the end, and in the end they were... Can I say what happened to them, or should I wait till your season 4 explanation?
Maybe wait till season 4.
Okay, we don't see what happened to Rayla's parents in season 3. You do find out in season 4. But it is... Callum does say they fought till the end.
Yeah.
Callum does see that they fought till the end. And he goes to tell Rayla that. And she's very happy to see that her parents didn't, in fact, abandon their mission. Basically the same thing that happened to her happened to them. Yeah, Teodrin and Lane. I don't know how to pronounce Rayla's parents' names. But they were not traitors like Rayla believed them to be. So they decide to they decide to all stay and fight against Viren as a group. And they're just like, we're probably gonna die, but you know, at least we'll go down fighting. Until Amaya, Janai, and all of the Sunfire elves show up, and they're just like, we're here to help. And so Callum and Rayla and everybody meet Janai and Amaya. Well, Rayla meets Amaya officially. Yeah. Because the last time they met was the Banther Lodge. So they all decide to stay there and fight Viren when he comes. And Ezran goes off on Pyrrha to go get more dragons. Which, something I would like to note, based on pure assist kills, I think Ezran has the highest kill count of the main trio. Because he used a bunch of dragons. Yeah. I think Ezran might have the highest number of kills based on assist. And so lastly, beginning episode 9, this was actually first place in the episode poll by... It was close, but it was close between Heroes and Masterminds and this, but season 3, episode 9, The Final Battle, is currently ranked as the favorite episode in the series. Who knows how it'll go after the season 5 poll, but anyways, at the beginning, before the battle begins, Callum draws the Manus Plume of Atlantis runes on himself and is trying to make it happen. Did not work. Rayla comes up and makes fun of him a little for him looking kind of dumb. Did you pull a muscle while trying to do a jumping jack? So the two of them talk for a minute. They're about to have a cute moment, but then Soren comes up and ruins it. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding. Time for the battle meeting. Ding, ding. Ding, ding. Ding. But they create a battle strategy. Everybody will be at the base of the mountain fighting the army. Callum will be a little ways up just in case any of them get far enough, and he will zap them down with Fulminus. And Rayla will be at the top of the Stormspire protecting Zubeia and Zim. And Ezran is off getting dragons to get the assist. So at this point, Viren's army is there. They are ready to fight. Erebos gives Viren his plan that he can take Zim's power from him. He just has to get close enough to do the spell. So the plan is to get to Zim to take his power. So back with the main group, they've explained their plan. They're getting ready for everything, and Rayla ends up getting named as the last Dragon Guard, which I love how that gets mentioned again later on. She's still known as that. It's great. So they go down to fight. the Sunfires and the humans, now magma monsters, well, some of them are still humans, they're all fighting. Ezran ends up coming and burns as many of the soldiers as he can. However, the magma ones are strengthened by the flames, so not a great plan. Also, the battle literally began. I made the joke with Kasif's motto being Leroy Jenkins. That's literally how the battle begins.
Pretty much.
They're just like, how are we gonna do this? And Kasif's just like, Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah.
Anyways, everybody's fighting. It's not going great for everybody, but then all of a sudden, well, no, it's not going great. Soldiers are getting up to where Callum is. He zaps them off. And then Kasif ends up getting up to where Callum is, and Callum isn't able to fight him off. But then all of a sudden, Kasif gets shot in the face by Anya.
Go, Queen,
and
go.
all of the humans that weren't siding with Viren, the people of Durin and the people of Katalis who didn't side with Viren, are there to help out the Sunfire Elves and the main characters. So now they're all fighting. Various is hitting people in the face with a rolling pin. It's great. So it seems like the battle is over. It seems that everything has been won. Ezran tells Callum to go to Rayla. And Ezran is going to help everybody with just the end of the battle. Soren's there too. And then all of a sudden, somebody is on the ground that Ezran goes to help, and it's Viren, and he tries to kill Ezran, and Soren's just like, you can't do it. I will kill you if you actually try this. And Claudia comes over and is just like, no, you can't do this. And then Viren tries to stab Ezran, but then Soren stabs Viren, and Claudia's just like, what did you do? But oh no, it's an illusion, because Viren is actually at the top of the Stormspire, currently beating up Rayla.
Oh my gosh.
So, oh gosh. So, Viren ends up incapacitating Rayla. Zim is running away. He runs to the top of the Stormspire and tries to fly away, but Viren catches up to him and starts using the spell to drain Zim of his power. However, Rayla is able to get out with the help of Bait, and she races up to the top of the tower, and as Callum reaches the top of the Stormspire as well, Rayla tackles Viren off the side of the Stormspire and starts falling, which somebody did the math. The Stormspire is apparently taller than Mount Everest.
Jeez.
So, there wouldn't be a body if they fell from that height. I'm just saying. There wouldn't even be mush. It'd just be dust. There'd be nothing. It'd just be... But Callum clearly not having the brain cell in that moment, jumps off after Rayla, and Red Bull doesn't give you wings, it's love that gives you wings. He is able to do Manus Plume of Atlantis to save her. They confess their love to each other, and they kiss as they fly back to the top of the Stormspire. Everybody's okay, everybody lived. Everybody important lived. And they go to see Zubeia, who is waking up. She finally reunites with her son. Everybody's very happy, and it seems like it's a happy ending, but then it cuts to Claudia, who has white hair, and Viren, who's on the ground, who wakes up from what seems like a bad injury, but it's revealed that he's been dead, and his caterpillar friend, as she calls it, or I've been calling him Baby Sparklepuff, has made himself into a cocoon, and that's where season 3 ends. Yay!
Yes. So, oh my gosh, all that build up to that final battle scene.
It's so good.
It was really good.
I think season 3. The reason why so many people love season 3 was because it was just one big climax.
Yeah.
It was just like, here is all of the stories that we have been setting up for the past 2 seasons. We are going to make all of them be closed. Like, Ezran being king, how he feels about that. We're gonna see that. Callum and Rayla, their relationship, have that happen. Soren's redemption arc, boom, done. Viren's villain arc, boom, dead. Will Claudia get a redemption arc? Nope.
No.
No.
Yeah, so I did have just a couple little notes, which the first one was just all the Rayla moments. Absolutely loved it. Replayed all the kissing scenes on YouTube, like all the edits and everything. So
I think the most popular Dragon Prince video on YouTube is the season 1 through 3 Rayla compilation.
Oh yeah.
I think the Cove made it.
I've watched that so many times.
It's so cute.
Most of the views are from me.
The fact that they weren't planned.
Yeah.
The fact that they were not planned at the beginning. Just the writers during season 2 were just like, wait.
We can make this a thing. It's a beautiful thing, and we hope that they get back together in season 6.
They're the one good straight ship we got left.
I know, so good. Another thing,
even though they're both bi.
Yeah. The other thing that I found interesting was Kazi mentioned there's like different forms of like sign language or finglistics, as they were saying. Yeah, there's like Catalan. I guess there's different ones for like for Lexaria, maybe for other kingdoms and stuff. So I thought that was really cool.
I feel like it would maybe it would go with the country that their accents are from, because I know like British people have a different sign language. So maybe the Moon Shadows or the Sunfire Elves use British sign language.
Yeah, and like Japan has like different sign language. Australia does. I'm sure other countries do as well. But I thought that was like very, very neat. That very fine details I just like picking up on and stuff. So
one of the biggest missed opportunities I found was that they didn't have the Tidebound elves have Polynesian accents.
Oh, that would have been cool.
That would have been so cool.
Darn it.
That would have worked so well.
Go back, redo it. Aw.
Or somebody else said New Zealand, but I'm just like, that might have been a bit too similar to Australian.
Yeah, just a tad bit. And then
because they just have American accents and it's boring.
Yeah, that's true. And then just one more final thing.
Spanish.
Or it could be Spanish. I'm trying to think. Caribbean?
Finnegan looks like he could be Spanish.
Like, the world map is just not working in my head because all I'm thinking about is the Zadian map, and I'm like, where am I?
The Caribbean's North America.
I don't know where I am. But yeah, like, maybe. I don't know. It's very interesting. Lots of good stuff. Let me see.
I just wish they had accents.
And then the last thing that I noticed when I was doing like my quick little rewatch and stuff was during season 3 when Rayla goes back home to the Silver Grove, you see like her lotus thing floating, but then
Renan's isn't fully synced.
It's not fully synced, but it's like half.
Close.
It's like not quite at the bottom. It's
because he's in the coins. So I think the explanation given was his body is no longer there, but his soul still is.
Yeah.
Because his soul is alive in the coin.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. I don't know why I didn't pick it up the first couple times. Maybe because I was just like, oh yeah, they're going on an adventure. And then when I finally saw it, I was like, oh.
Well, I had a friend in season 5. I'm calling him out here. Hi, Vero. In season 5, when we did like a group rewatch, we were watching episode 8, and then all of a sudden he just went, wait, he did dark magic, and we were just like, Vero, it's been out for 2 weeks.
Oh.
How'd you not realize?
Happens.
He did not realize that Callum did dark magic in season 5 for 2 weeks. Just like, bruh.
How do you not know? No, I figured it out and stuff, and I was like, all right, who's gonna scold Callum? Because if nobody wants that, I'm gonna do it. So
this is my personal theory. Zim was in the room when he did it. Zim go tell Ezran.
Through the... Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, also, Ezran can understand animals.
Yeah, so it's like, oh,
so
no.
Zim will just be like,
either way.
Hey, bro. Your bro did dark magic. And then Ezra will probably tell Rayla, and Rayla will just be like,
well, that's
why?
Callum, run.
I feel like she wouldn't be mad at him. I feel like she'd
Mhm.
it'd be like a not mad disappointed situation.
Yeah. Maybe.
She'd
Maybe
just
they'll be
she'd-
talking about, like, how did you break free anyway? Like, was there a
Yeah.
key or something?
Oh my gosh, and if Callum just like, I did it to save you.
Then they kiss and then they sail off into the sunset. That's all I ask. That's all I ask.
Listen, I might have been okay with the fact that we didn't get a kiss this
Mhm.
season.
Mm-hmm.
But if Mr. Ocean Mage does not have make at least one otter water kiss happen, I will be next in line to choke him.
Okay. I want to.
We gotta have one minimum Callum choke per season. I will be the next one.
Oh no.
Seriously, he gets choked every season.
Oh, little baby. We need to protect Callum's squad. I will be the leader. No.
We need to protect Callum's throat specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Like his scarf needs to start being made of like steel.
Spiky. Little spiky things or something.
Like think of it, season 1, Viren, because the voice taking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2, the dark magic coma.
Mm.
Season 3, Kasif.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Season 4, Erebos,
Oh my gosh.
the possession.
Oh god.
Season
Oh,
5, Elmer.
You leave him alone in season 6 and 7.
He
He's
keeps getting
constantly
choked.
No. My baby.
It's a
Leave him alone. I'm gonna wrap him up in a snuggie blanket, give him a book and a cup of hot cocoa, a couple head pats, and be like, don't you dare touch him.
Just shove Rayla in the room with him.
Here you go. Have a big feelings talk while you're at it. Like,
Have a big feelings talk.
oh.
I mean, hey. They were in the... We never found out what happened in that inn.
I need to find out what happened in that inn. Reflections,
No.
please.
According to Aaron, there were 2 beds.
Mm-hmm. So,
Except one of them was broken, so Callum kept rolling off of it.
I see that happening, yeah.
Apparently it was like broken, so it was like leading to one side, so Callum just kept going.
Yeah.
Which my headcanon is after he fell off like 5 times, Rayla was just like, just get in bed with me.
Oh gosh. But stay
We'll
on
share,
this
it's
side.
fine. We've kissed before, it's not that bad.
Oh. Well, Bait was with them, so maybe Bait was like the little buffer in
And
between.
Stella.
Oh yeah.
Bait was
Stella.
the border pillow. You stay on
Don't.
your side, I'll stay on my side.
Oof. Oh.
Oh gosh. No. Season 6, they used the Erebos prison as a border.
Oh my god. Oh.
Oh my gosh. There's this one comic I saw where Callum was just like, Rayla, watch this, and he does Aspero, which causes Ezrin to drop the prison, and then it like breaks in half, and a tiny Erebos walks out, and then Force jokes Callum.
Jeez.
I'll need to send you that comic. It's really funny.
Yeah, I have to see it. Oh no.
It's just like the
Okay.
Erebos is like a Lego man
Oh.
size. He's
Like a-
literally like
oh.
this. He's literally like 2 inches tall. It's great.
That's awesome.
I want Lego Man Erebos to be real because I sent it to my roommate because my ex roommate. At Anime Week in Atlanta last year, my goal was to find at least one TDP merch, and I found one thing, but I didn't buy it for myself. I bought it for my roommate because my roommate loves Erebos. Or well, again, ex roommate. She loves Erebos.
Mhm.
I got her to watch the show because of Erebos, because she was attracted to his voice. And then she saw him and was just like, I gotta watch this show.
You gotta find out what's going on.
She also has a crush on Callum, so she really liked Possessed Callum, and I'm just like, girl.
Oh dear. I did not enjoy
Girl.
Possessed Callum.
Me
Possessed kinda
neither.
scared me.
Mm-mm. But so I bought this for her. I bought this one merch thing for her. It was it was like the size of my pointer finger. So like 4 inches tall, body pillow of Erebos.
Oh my goodness.
It was like $10, so I bought it. I got home that night and I threw it at her and I said, "Bought you a boyfriend." And so for the rest of the year, whenever we got annoyed with each other, we would chuck the Erebos body pillow at each other. And so like At one point, I was doing the dishes, and she opened the door to our room, threw the body pillow, and it hit me in the head. And our other roommate was sitting on the couch, and she was just like, "What are you doing?"
Oh,
It was
that's
great.
awesome.
I miss my son.
Oh, your son. Yes. So, do you want to
Baby pillow Veravos.
baby pillow Erebus? There you go. All right,
He
we
was literally like this big.
do want to get into the Dragon Prince season 4, but before we do that,
Overhated.
yes, very
That's all you gotta say.
overhated.
That's all you gotta say. Season 4, overhated.
You know, it's funny though. A lot of people don't like Ruby Volume 4, but I love Ruby Volume 4 because it's so
I'm not
good.
the hugest fan of it. I'm not the hugest
okay.
fan of it. However,
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad.
Mhm.
I don't think it's bad. It's on my lower tier of volumes.
Right.
I don't think it's terrible. People are just like, Volume 4 is the worst volume, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, have you seen Volume 5?
That one's a sleeper for me. You just need to watch the ending and then done.
Don't even watch the ending because like everybody's teleporting.
I just watch for the group hug at the end with the girls.
Yeah.
It's just like
I mean, like I have my Volume 4 poster right here. Or well,
Yeah.
it's a puzzle.
a puzzle. Ooh, cool.
Yeah, they made a puzzle of the Volume 4 poster, and they never did it for any of the other volumes, and it makes me sad.
That is sad.
I have my Volume 4 poster here and my Volume 6 poster up there.
Right.
Actually, I have 2 Volume 4 posters.
You sure you don't like Volume 4?
Okay, so the puzzle I got because I love puzzles.
Okay, fair.
The Volume 4 poster I got, a friend of mine went to RTX when they like showed off the redesigns for everybody, and they announced that new poster, and so he got it for me. So it's one of the first Volume 4 posters. So that's why I have it. It was great.
Alrighty, so I do want to make a quick mention before we start Volume 4. Oh my gosh, Season 4.
Season 4.
Sorry.
Book 4, Season 4, Volume 4.
Whatever it is.
Earth.
Yes.
Through the Moon.
Through the Moon. And we also
Rayla leaves. That's all that's important.
Rayla leaves. She leaves a letter, which we find out later through the reflections, which are the Dragon Prince canon short stories called Dear Callum.
It was his birthday!
Tears. Oh gosh.
Rayla left on Callum's birthday and broke all our hearts.
Exactly. But we also have some others, which is Inheritance, The Royal Council, After Darkness, All Storms End, Changing of the Guard, Chasing Shadows Parts 1, 2, and 3, and Crackerdale.
Oh, are we doing Chasing Shadows for before season 4? Because I know it was a season 5 reflection, but it takes place before season 4.
Yeah. So
okay.
I have a timeline, but that's in a different doc because eventually I want to do the Dragon Prince timeline, and eventually I'll do Ruby. So.
They have an official timeline. I could pull it up. Yeah, I'll pull it up. We have the timeline.
Nice.
Here we go. Okay. Got it. Okay, so Through the Moon, which Through the Moon, the group goes to Luxaria to revive Fifi. They've successfully revived Fifi. Rayla's convinced that Viren is alive, so she jumps into the Moon Nexus pool to try to see. She's convinced he's alive, and she and Callum decide to go off to find him together. However, she lied, and she leaves for 2 years.
2 years.
Oh yeah, surprise! 2-year time skip for season 4.
Yes.
But she leaves, and it hurts, and we were all very mad at her. And then here's the thing, when Through the Moon came out, it was 2020. 2020? Yeah. So we had to wait another 2 years.
Yep.
It was great. But she leaves, and she leaves a letter, which is Dear Callum. I've read Dear Callum before in my Rayla voice.
Aww.
I read it to Jason and Ben, aka Viren and Terry.
Aww.
I didn't know they were there. And so at the end, Jason and Ben were just like, "You did so good." And I'm just like, "Why are you here? Why are you in the Discord?" But Yeah, it hurt. She left on his 15th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Rayla, you've never done anything wrong in your whole life, but why?
Except for
Okay. So then we have okay, going through the reflections. Crackle Drake,
Mm-hmm.
Janai and Amaya, they're doing a Sunfire Elf tradition called Crackle Drake. It's cute. It's gay. That's really all there is to it. All the other reflections happen during the 2-year time skip, by the way.
Yep.
Next, this is a season 5 reflection, I believe. Or is it? No, it's season 4. Yeah, it's a season 4 reflection. The Queen's Soul. This is actually the first mention of Janai's brother Kareem. And they are talking about their sister. And they're reflecting on just life and death. Next one is After Darkness. And this one was the season 5 short story. This is Kareem going back to Luxaria and trying to reclaim it from its corruption. And this is where we meet the basically zombies.
Mm-hmm.
The corrupted, like we see what happens with corruption, and it turns basically people into zombies. It's not pretty. Next up, Patience. Basically Erebos' villain monologue.
Pretty much.
Then Inheritance, it's Callum, after being named the High Mage, is going through the High Mage office. He sees all of the things that Viren has, being depressed about his girlfriend leaving him. It's sad. Somebody get everybody some therapy.
We all need it.
Yeah, everybody in the show needs therapy. Then it's then the Royal Council. It's Ezrin, who is worrying about his second coronation as king. He decides, we're gonna go on a jelly tart heist, and so he takes Bait and Zim to go steal some jelly tarts. All Storms End. This one is a season 5 reflection, but it takes place before season 4. It's about Zubeia talking to Zim about his father. Changing of the Guard, which is Soren and Corvus just chatting about life. This is where the Sorvis ship really began, I believe.
Yep.
And then lastly, my personal favorite reflection, Chasing Shadows. I love it so much, which Devon Giel, I cannot pronounce her name, I'm sorry, but Devon wrote this, and it's about Rayla going to a city called Scumport looking for information on Viren. She meets another ghosted Moonshadow named Redfeather. She ends up being recruited into a fighting ring. Where she ends up losing in the last round because she is reminded of Callum. We also get our first mention of Finnegrin, the basically pirate, or as my ex-roommate calls him, sexy blue man. And and in the end, Rayla makes the Rayla goes after the person that she was given information about, the Dark Mage she was given information about. Turns out is not Viren, and because of that, Rayla makes the decision to go back to Katalis and go back to Callum, which is where season 4 begins.
Yes. So, just a couple quick notes before we dive into the first episode. So, Season 4 came out on November 3rd, 2022. The events take place 2 years after... 3 years. 3 years in real time.
No, it was... Yeah, 3 years real time, 2 years their time.
2 years our time. Okay. I was like, oh gosh. The years fly by, but... so the events in Season 4 take place 2 years after the Battle of the Stormspire. The borders between Zadia and the human kingdoms have opened up, and it seems peace is on the horizon. King Ezrin, Callum, and Soren are in Katalis. The Dragon Queen and Zim are at the Stormspire. Rayla is searching for Viren, Viren, who Claudia tries to resurrect. So if you see me looking off to the side, I have my notes here. I also have to make that clear. So
I was looking down like half the time during mine. I was just like,
bait, bait, no.
I was just like, my notes.
It happens.
I only had bullet points. I did not have great notes.
Yeah, I have some episodes are pretty chunky. I'll try not to talk too much, but yeah.
I think we're going on an hour now.
It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Let the autistic person talk.
You're fine. This is awesome. So I'm excited. So I do have my little paragraphs of like all the characters and stuff and all that. So hopefully it makes sense. It'll make sense after a couple of them. So here we go. Episode 1 of season 4, Rebirth Day. So we have Claudia helps her father at the bottom of a cave near the storm spire. Viren finds out that 2 years have passed. She says she found his body, which was twisted more than the crown that he had worn. The bug-like creature is now in a cocoon.
He should have been dust. Scientifically,
I don't know
been
science.
No body.
I didn't pay attention in science. I'm a history and English nerd, so.
I'm a fashion major.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Let's see. So the bug-like creature's in its little cocoon. But before it got into the cocoon, it spoke to Claudia, telling her to gather items that she had, and that she also had to do things that she never imagined she had to do. Claudia says the magic is temporary and that the spell will only last for 30 days, and to make it more permanent, they need to go ask Erebos for help, but they need to find out where is he imprisoned. Even he doesn't know where he's imprisoned, so this is like great start.
Who lives in a magic prison under the sea?
I don't know if I should sing it.
Erebos, the star touch elf.
Yay! Love it. Viren wonders if anything could get any worse, and Claudia introduces her boyfriend, Terrestrius. Also known as Terry, which I will refer him as that Terry. An Earthblood elf who is a bit awkward. He is best boy. I love him to pieces. So
he still hasn't worn he wore his glasses in his first scene and he never wore them again. Where are the glasses, Ben?
Need the glasses.
Where are the glasses?
Alrighty, and then we also have General Maya, Gren, aka Resident Cinnamon Bun, and Queen Janai. Queen Janai are in Luxoria, the Sunfire Kingdom. However, they've set up a camp away from like the city capital because again it's corrupted because of the primal magic and everything corrupted the city. So
Erebos.
Because of Erebos. It's all because of Erebos. So everything.
It's all the gay man's fault.
Oh goodness. They arrive at a clearing. Oh, however, the three of them head away from the camp, supposedly on a secret mission. They arrive at a clearing, and Janai and Gren head out, leaving Amaya alone. Amaya waits, but then she realizes that she's not alone, and is attacked by Sunfire elves. Just as she is about to knock one out, she is stopped, and Janai and Gren appear wearing flowers, and Janai is a bit embarrassed. She's just like, oh, this is not how I intended this to go, saying that this was a type of ceremony, and Amaya is like, well, what are we celebrating? So...
Yay!
Exactly. Janai smiles at Amaya before kneeling down before her. She signs to Amaya, asking her to marry her, and Amaya accepts. Janai looks over at Gren, asking how was her signing, and Gren said that she did a good job, except that she signed that she asked Amaya, could we wrestle, or something like that. So, and then after that... I'm sure they have. Amaya apologizes to the dancers that were there. They weren't there to attack. They were there to do like a dance to celebrate their engagement. So, yay, they engaged. Engagement. I like it. I just want happiness for the both of them.
And Gren became the flower girl.
Yes! Oh my god, so cute.
Please.
Manifesting.
Flower Girl Gren. That would be great. Either Gren or Zim are the Flower Girls. There are no other options. Zim or the Baitlings.
Oh, I think the Baitlings would get in trouble though.
Yeah, I feel like the Baitlings would eat them.
Yeah.
Baitlings would eat the flowers.
Yeah, that'd be so cute though.
Still, Gred needs to be the flower girl. It'd be
I
so
agree.
cute.
Yes.
Gred needs to be the flower girl, and Soren needs to be the officiant.
I don't know about that.
Soren would do like the Princess Bride thing.
Yes.
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together.
I see it happening. I'll try to recite some poem that doesn't even make sense, and they're just like, "It's great, Soren. Thanks." Like,
yeah. Love is like a rock, and they just be like, "I'm sorry."
oh god.
No, Soren at least is going to be officiating Callum and Rayla's.
Oh yeah, totally.
He would. They wouldn't ask him to do it though. He would call dibs.
Yeah. It's like, I got this. And Corvus is just like,
just be like, I'm doing this, and Corvus is
why?
Ezran was supposed to do it. Soren kicked him out of the way.
Like, we need somebody to rock Rayla down the aisle. Ezran, you do it. We're just gonna plan their wedding.
we're taking a break from reviewing season 4. We're planning Raylam's wedding right now.
Exactly.
This is more important.
Yes.
I don't read fan fiction, so I have to come up with this on my own.
Oh, so good. I got you covered. Once I'm done writing Jean and Pyrrha's wedding for a friend, I will write you.
Fun fact, I've never read a fan fiction.
No? Oh.
I'm scared.
Okay. You're scared. Oh,
fan fiction scares me.
It can be. It's more fun writing.
You hear about all the weird things.
Yeah.
Instead of all the good things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyways.
Back to the
TDP season 7.
Exactly.
Make it happen.
Make it happen.
Back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah. Alrighty, we are at Katalis, where Callum is looking at the mirror, and he's wondering what secrets are hiding in the mirror. But he's interrupted at a knock at the door, and a guard tells him to go to the room where the King's Council's meeting is taking place. He leaves the tower and finds Corvus and Soren. However, he spies the Crow Master, who is now the Crow Lord, and asks if a package... Associate Crow Lord, yes. And ask if a package from his aunt had come in yet. It's a rare Zadian book to help him figure out the mirror. The others are talking about Prince Callum in the room, and Callum walks in, and he's starting to feel sus. He's just like, I have a feeling y'all are talking about me when I'm not here, and Soren's just like, no, we're not. Don't worry about it. So, King Ezran arrives, followed by Bates. The meeting kicks off with electing the Minister of Crust and Jellies, aka the baker from previous seasons. Then Ezran...
He killed a man with a rolling pin. He earned that.
Yes, he did. Then Ezran reveals a surprise for them that the Dragon Queen and Zim are coming to the kingdom of Katalis. They decide to set up a plan to make like a large dragon tart for her. And Ezran says to bring ideas and that the meeting is adjourned. Soren's trying to whisper to Corvus, but Callum overhears, and Soren tries to brush it off with the new dance craze and starts doing the floss.
Floss like this.
Yeah.
I'm sitting. I can't floss.
I know. I can't even floss while standing. So kudos to you.
Just whip Nene. I don't know.
Exactly. Later on that evening, Soren is on the wall doing walking lunges when he is stopped by Callum. Callum asks if there is a secret plot against the king, and Soren says maybe, which Callum then storms off angrily. Soren tries to stop him, and with a little convincing with Corvus, they all go to the High Mage's office. Corvus says before they can begin, he wants to know, what's behind the curtain. So Callum eagerly explains everything that he's been looking into, but then realizes that no one else is interested in the things he normally has to say and wonders if this is all a distraction. While he speaks, the light goes off in the king's tower, his little brother's room, and using his wings, he then flies over. Opening the door, he tiptoes in to reveal that most of the citizens of the castle were assembled, and they all shout surprise. Ezran wishes him a happy birthday and gives him a hug. Callum is stunned, but they all sing a birthday ditty, and Callum realizes and starts to relax.
Good.
It's not good.
It's not a good song.
No, I liked it. I thought it was nice.
Okay, it's a good song, just it wasn't well sung.
It's okay. It's the
They
spirit
did their
of birthday.
best.
Yeah, spirit of birthdays. But I did like the words to it, so.
No, it was a good written song, but it was just like half of the people singing it were very off key. Love y'all.
It's okay.
The cast watched this and they're just like, we don't want to be friends with you anymore.
Oh no. So the party continues, but Ezra notices that the birthday mage is missing. He then goes outside to find Callum. The two talk about how Rayla left 2 years ago on that exact day, and how it will always be the day that Rayla left. And all the Rayla shippers start crying in unison.
And everybody that didn't read Through the Moon began asking many questions.
Yes, exactly. So
many people, because season 4, episode 1 came out a week early.
Oh yeah, I remember
on
that.
YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And so I loved going through the comments on the episode that was posted on YouTube, seeing all the people asking where Rayla was, and just everybody was responding, read Through the Moon.
Yeah. It's a good read. So
it is a good read, but so many people are just like, wait,
what's going
Rayla
on?
left? And we're just like, oh, she been gone. We've known for a while.
So
oh my gosh.
We'll get to that because we got episode 2, Fallen Stars. Alrighty, so we got Claudia and Viren. They have to go back to the top of the storm spire to get his staff in order for them to do like a spell to open the chrysalis. Terry shows off his skills, his Earthblood skills, and we see the flowers with the transgender flag. Trans flowers, yes.
Trans flowers.
Excited. And they also talk about his farts smell like petrichor.
Petrichor.
Yeah. When rain first hits dry stones, and I was like, that's a little bit TMI, but okay.
Yeah, we don't need to know what you're into, baby girl.
It's fine. They make it to the gateway, and then they use these little puffer bats to like help breathe a bit better. So
yeah,
poor little bats.
And they were at Claudia specifies they were at the peak of puff.
Peak of puff, yes. Let's see. So Viren, so they're trying to make it up, but then Viren has a panic attack and he passes out. Terry helps him out a bit, trying to calm him down, but Viren tells him that he died falling off the mountain. After a bit further climb, just the one time. But as they're still climbing up, Viren falls off the side of the cliff, but Claudia manages to save him, and he says that I'm not able to go further. Like, maybe mountain climbing right after you just got resurrected. Yeah, maybe not the best idea. So he decides to go back down and wait and all that. So, but before he does that, he tells Claudia that he wants to like travel, like make the most of the 30 days he has left. He wants to try the 7 cakes of Zadia, and I would like to employ any Dragon Prince community, please. I want recipes.
The moon. I feel like the Moonberry Surprise is one of them.
Maybe. Oh, that's a good theory.
Maybe. Who knows? The thing is, there's 7 cakes, but there's only 6 primal magic types. So what's the 7?
Pancakes. I don't know.
Pancakes?
The ultimate cake.
Nora would love it there.
Yes, she would. She would never want to leave. Oh gosh. Yes, I am asking for recipes. So hopefully soon.
Aaron, make it happen.
Make it happen, please.
Also, stop delaying novel 3.
Oh goodness.
The season 3 novelization got delayed again.
Oh no. Gotta wait longer.
October of next year.
That's quite a delay.
Yeah, no, it was delayed from April of next year to October. Crazy.
What is going on?
Season 7's going to be coming out around that time. Most likely.
I don't know.
Who knows? We're going to get Canon Raylan a second time in the show before we get it once in the books.
Oh. I'll make it work. So let's see. Claudia is not having it, saying that they're going to keep going. And then Claudia and Terry continue climbing by themselves. Meanwhile, Janai and Amaya are celebrating their engagement back at the camp. We also see Janai's brother, Kareem, and Janai, and him talk about his concerns and how he is not okay with her marrying Amaya because Janai is a queen and how she's marrying a human, and he is unsure about what the symbolism would ruin the kingdom. So
at least he's not homophobic.
That's true. So
he's not homophobic. He's racist.
Yeah. I don't like him. He's also like F tier.
No.
It's like Viren, Kareem, and Kasif. No.
See,
Everybody
Viren,
else S tier.
season 4 and 5 Viren have moved up my list.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like Kareem.
No.
Kareem's my least favorite major character.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's just...
Why are you here?
He seems like the type to watch podcasts.
Maybe.
I think you know what I'm referring to.
Maybe.
I'm not going to say the names of the people who run these podcasts.
Okay. But he would be the one watching.
He would watch those podcasts, I feel. I'm not going to say the name or, like, describe them because...
It's all good.
You know. This is a family show.
Oh, goodness. Try to keep it that way. Alrighty, but we do have Callum, who managed to get his book, and he absolutely loves his books.
He loves books.
Yes. Ezran says it's been 4 months since he's seen Zim, and how he can't wait to see his little zappy cheeks. However, Zim is having problem eating his vegetables, but Ibis kind of helps him hide the vegetables to cover up for Zim, and then the dragons take off for the kingdom. Zubeia, Pyrrha, and Zim, which Pyrrha is my favorite dragon.
Ibis is the cool uncle.
Yeah,
you just like her because she has the same name as a Ruby.
Well, yeah, that. And she's just, I don't know. I absolutely love her.
You just like her because the other Pyrrha's dead.
Oh, no, that's not why. This is one of my favorites. Let's see. So,
stupid headcanon, Ruby Pyrrha reincarnated into Dragon Pyrrha.
Exactly. Same colors, too, the red and the gold.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, but different name spelling is what I noticed.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's the A and the H are switched, I believe. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Anywho.
I spell Pyrrha wrong all the time, so you know. It's hard.
I got scolded for spelling Pyrrha wrong, so like I triple check. I'll go back and look at the wiki and stuff just to make sure before I post anything. It's like,
I mean, it's the same thing as like Juan Arc.
Juan Arc.
People would spell Jean's name Juan.
I mean, Mary did mispronounce it, so.
Yeah. For a while though, whenever people misspelled John's name, they would say it's his cousin. It's a Spanish cousin, Juan. And then they would just post John with a fake mustache.
Oh, that's what happens when he drinks too many margaritas. And then he gets out the guitar, starts singing.
Why? Callum would do that for Rayla.
Oh my god!
He would absolutely, if Callum was old enough to drinks too much, he would absolutely start singing for Rayla, and Rayla would just be like, "Oh my god, we're going home."
She just drags him by the collar. That's it. We're leaving.
We're done. No more.
Oh,
I'm breaking up with you.
Oh. Poor baby. Speaking of Mr. Callum, so he's looking at the book, but it's blank. There's no writing or inscriptions or anything like that. Yet when he accidentally knocks over some ink, Bait helps him see it, and Callum sees that the blank page on one side has to be written on, and then it'll show up on the other side. It'll translate on the other side. So Callum does the rune drawings that are on the mirror and everything. He does that, and it translates on the other side to, "In darkness gaze upon a fallen star." However, Bait alerts him to the cube, which begins to light up, but a small creature takes it and rushes to the window. Callum looks at surprise as Rayla appears before him. So there you have it. She's back.
And she says, "Hey," and the episode ends.
Exactly.
And according to Rayla's voice actress, Paula Burrows, it took them 45 minutes to record that "hey."
My gosh.
She said it was the longest any line for season 4 took because they kept on just being like, okay, just a little more like this. They really wanted to get that one word right.
Yeah, understandable. So
it's the first time you're seeing your ex in 2 years, and you left him on his birthday.
Make it count.
My entire sense of humor consists of 50% self-deprecation, 50% Rayla leaving jokes.
Oh, it happens. Alrighty, next up we have episode 3, Breathtaking. Callum and Rayla start talking, but Callum is not that happy to see her. So Rayla talks about her new friend, which is a cuddle monkey named Stella. We love Stella, and we would like Stella plushies. We would like plushies, please, of the war criminal.
I would like plushies of my war criminal!
Oh, gosh. I have, like, different stuffies. Like, oh, God.
I have an entire... It's up on my ceiling. It's a hammock full of plush.
Mm-hmm.
Just full of plushies. Also, Stella is a war criminal. I have no proof of this, but I am convinced it's true.
She's committed so many crimes. Oh, gosh. However, the two decide to sit together and not talk or anything like that, because that's what Callum doesn't want to do. He doesn't want to talk, but he does fall asleep. And while he's sleeping, Rayla finally says her true feelings, as she wanted to look for Viren to confirm he was dead, but that means that she had to leave Callum, which meant losing him. And it was like, you could have said all that while he was awake?
Yeah, I did. So, did you see the comic where Rayla was, like, writing out what she wanted to say?
Oh, yeah.
And then she just says, hey. I theorize that's what she wanted to, that's what she wrote down.
Yeah.
And then when she saw him again, she would just like, oh, God. Hey.
He noticed me. Oh, gosh.
Oh, one of my favorite jokes before season 4 started, people were just like, she's gonna see his hair, and then just leave again.
Oh, yeah.
Because people didn't like the hair.
Oh. It grew on me. It took a little bit.
It grew on me, too.
So.
At first, I was just like, why does he look like a crappy anime boy? Like a... Not saying anime boys are crappy. I'm just like, why does he look like he's trying to be an anime protagonist?
Yeah.
What is it with with boys redesigns nowadays being spiky? Example A, Callum. Example B, Jean. Jean's hair has not grown on me. He looks like a banana.
It's grown on me quite much. I did not like the Rested Night look. That I was like, no, sir, banana hair, please. That's just a Jen thing.
Get a haircut.
Have Nora do it for you.
Stella sees the hair, just opens her portal, grabs the clippers.
Oh, goodness. Let's see. So in the morning, she leaves, and Callum oversleeps, almost missing his performance. At the festival, Opelia? I can never say her name. Opelli tells Ezran in private that others are worried that the ceremony being held in the Valley of Graves was a bit insensitive, as people in the battle had died at the hands of dragons, or people within the valley had died at the hands of dragons. But Ezran says that they were going to start a new history, and they were going to work past all that.
Idea by Ezran.
Yeah.
Let's have a party on a grave.
Yeah. He's trying.
He's 12. He's doing his best.
So the dragons arrive, and Soren keeps everybody entertained with his jokes. Until Callum finally arrives, and he fumbles a bit with his magic, causing the spell to blow up the giant jelly tart that the baker had made. So, however, Zubeia doesn't seem to really mind, as she licks the jelly off her face, and she declares that it's the most delicious jelly she's ever had. So, and from there they all move to the Valley of Graves. Meanwhile, Claudia goes into the dragon's lair to find the staff, and Terry waits outside, asking her to whistle if she needs help. She manages to open a secret chamber down to a lower level. She goes below and sees many treasures, and using a locating spell, she's able to find the staff. However, she's stopped by Ibis, and the two start to fight. Now, during this fight, King Ezran gives a speech, especially after somebody ruined a painting of Zubeia. They took off the head of the dragon painting. And
you never thought who did that?
No. It's always been top question. I've always wanted to answer was who did it? Who done it?
Darius. I'm kidding. No,
never.
I did see somebody who theorized that it was Stella.
Yeah. War criminal.
Stella tried to steal it, accidentally ripped it, and I'm just like, not the worst idea.
Maybe. I'll see. Maybe one day. So while King Ezran talks about his anger, about how he truly felt, about the pain and the loss he has felt, there's, Claudia and Ibis are fighting. He doesn't want her to get the staff again because it could unlock potential great evil into the world and all this stuff. You see like little glimpses of Ezran like coming in, like kind of there and stuff. It was really beautifully well done and animated. So that was one of my favorite moments of season 4. Was seeing
I think
that.
It is my favorite moment of season 4.
Mm-hmm.
Ezran's speech along with the fight.
Yeah.
Sasha Rogen kicked it out of the park with Ezran's performance in that episode.
Okay. So let's see. So Ezran also talks about the feeling of hope can help when one can hold pain and love in one's heart to allow a better future to be made. Ezran ends his speech and Corvus plays a tune. Ibis is about to take Claudia's life when Terry comes up from behind and stabs him. Ibis gasps for his breath and Claudia and Terry leave with the staff. Rayla then joins the festival. Ibis is able to send a message beforehand to where the ceremony is being held. And that wraps up episode 3.
There's one like hugely missed opportunity from season 4. I feel like Ezran should have been mad at Rayla.
I think he could be mad at anybody.
I think Ezran, I don't think he should have been mad, but I think he should have been like, you hurt my brother.
Yeah.
So I'm a little pissed. Because he can be mad. We saw that in his season 5 reflection.
Yeah.
He did get angry with
angry.
Runan.
Mm-hmm.
So like I feel like he should have been I feel like the moment that we got with Amaya and Rayla in season 5, we could have gotten like a less murdery one with Ezran in season 4.
Yeah, just like like the overly worried friend, like, where were you? We've been wondering where you've been. Like,
yeah, and also just
Callum.
Like, you hurt my brother.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad.
Mm-hmm. And then he could have hugged her and been like, okay, like now.
Yeah, and then he could have hugged her and been like, I missed you. Well, even then he could have hugged her at that moment, but like later on in the season, he would have been like, you realize that even though I have forgiven you, like, and I've accepted you back in the group, I'm still a little angry at you.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. They keep him very optimistic. Very, very optimistic. Yeah. So
he's a sweetie.
Yeah. Oh, good boy.
He still needs therapy, though.
They all do.
Yeah.
They all do. Alrighty, episode 4 is titled Through the Looking Glass. And when I saw that appear on Netflix, I got so excited because I love Alice in Wonderland. I am obsessed with Alice in Wonderland, so I was like,
lots of Alice in Wonderland references in our shows this past year.
I know, I'm so excited. I love it.
It was Through the Looking Glass with this, and then Ruby was just like, we are going to put all of the Alice in Wonderland references in this one season.
It was so exciting. So good. Which you can also find Ruby Volume 9 here on Demon Interviews. I did that with Springy, so towards the end my voice started to go. So
best
volume. Worth it. Yes.
I reacted to it on my YouTube channel. I cried a lot.
I think we all did. It was a really good
I had 2 panic attacks on camera.
Jeez. Oh,
doing our best.
We're trying.
Dragon Prince reactions coming eventually.
Eventually.
YouTube copyright's mean.
Oh yeah, YouTube copyright. Shame on you. Shame. Alrighty, so we have oh yeah, this episode I like too because you get a lot of lore, and I love lore. I
and the ending.
Lore. Yes.
The ending. Listen, that ending. Literally, that ending. There's not a lot of times where like a non-season finale or mid-season finale just sticks with you. But I'm haunted by that scene still.
Yeah, it's really good. Alrighty, so King Ezran and the others hear Ibis's message about the staff missing and how Ibis is no more. They then decide to fly to the Stormspire, knowing that the world is in danger, But first they have to find Zim. Zim has gone missing. Callum decides to go get the mirror with Soren's help. And Ezran eventually finds Zim, but we don't know where Zim was or anything like that. I know he's nearby, but never figure out what he was doing and stuff. On the way to the Stormspire, Zubeia shares the story of Erebos. So, get ready for story time, children. Let's go. A Star-Touch elf who is exposed for treachery, Luna Tenebris. Oh gosh, I suck at names, I'm so sorry. But Luna was the moon dragon, who was also king of the dragons before Zim's father.
Luna Tenebris is a woman.
Oh wait, so it'd be Queen of Dragons?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad, sorry. Queen of Dragons. Yeah, so Luna was Queen of Dragons before Zim's father, so before Zim's father became King of Dragons. However, Luna died mysteriously, and the other dragons fought who should take her place. So they start fighting amongst themselves. However, Queen Aditi stepped in and was able to pacify the dragons for a short while, coming up with like a game plan. But before they can take action, she goes missing. The other elves thought the dragons killed her. Until a young human girl was... Oh, so the other elves thought the dragons killed her, but then a human girl comes in, and she's able to decipher a cube, which was from Erebos. And this means it's a drag. Yes, so we have a human girl who enters the scene. She has the key of Erebos, and the dragons find out that Erebos has been pulling these invisible strings, trying to whisper in their ears, kind of like a puppeteer type of thing.
Have we discussed the Orphan Queen yet?
I don't think so. We can discuss her after this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Erebos was able to pick people who had a thirst for magic and can help. And in return, he can help them unlock the mysteries of the universe. Through some trickery, Zim's parents were able to kind of gain his trust. They trick him, and then they imprisoned him with the help of the other dragons, archmages, and whatnot. However, nobody had a full version of the map of where the prison was located. They all have a small piece of the puzzle. So. And that meant that the mirror was Zim's parents' piece, so that way they could see that Erebos was trapped inside. So that story ends. They know that Erebos is trapped inside, and they gotta figure out how are they going to be able to see inside of it. They all arrive at the Stormspire to see Ibis's body at the top. Zubeia says...
a dead body.
No. Zubeia says words for Ibis, and the others arrive. Soren sets the mirror down, and Zubeia helps, creating a storm to bring darkness to the top of the tower. They can now see inside, and they see Erebos is there. Erebos can also see them, and after some curious glances, kind of what's going on, who are you type of thing, he then uses Callum as his puppet. He chokehold him, and is able to speak through Callum as Callum walks around.
Is Iwi.
I was like, what? And I'm thinking to myself too, I'm like, this is a children's show. This is going on. What?
I legit said I think when Erebos started talking, Erebos' voice started coming out of Callum, I screamed,
Oh no.
No!
Poor baby. But yes, so...
Somebody get this boy some therapy!
Book, a blanket, hot cocoa, head pats. Leave him alone. Don't touch. Do not touch. Do not glance. Do not look over. He is happy. Leave him alone.
It's that one comic, roll her up like a sushi roll. Set the sushi on the couch. Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen that. It sounds
it's how to comfort your sad girlfriend. It's just put blanket on floor. Put girlfriend on blanket. Roll her like sushi.
Exactly. Pretty much every single character.
Put sushi on couch. Feed your sushi. I have like so many comics I have to send you now.
It's okay.
Just like every
I'll
character
love
in the
'em.
Dragon Prince, make them sushi, feed
Yes.
the sushis, get sushi's therapy.
Yes.
Soren is the group therapist, but he needs therapy too.
He's probably the one that needs therapy the most.
Yeah. The therapist friend is always like that.
Mm.
I'm the therapist friend.
I am the therapist friend who's trying to study to become a therapist, so.
I'm the therapist friend who when's my next therapy appointment? I forgot. I should probably call my therapist and double check when my appointment is.
Oh goodness. Alrighty, so back to poor Callum. Alright, so Erebos speaks through Callum. At first he greets Subea, who is not pleased to see or hear from him. Erebos greets the others. He talks to Ezran, saying how he's a king over his own head and he knows it. He says Rayla is the assassin who cannot kill, and Soren, who is the failed son whose father wishes he was never born. Then Callum, the human mage who played right into his hands. Erebos says that his time has come indeed, and blows a kiss to the mirror, and it breaks, shattering pieces of glass everywhere. Claudia and Terry meet up with Viren, who does not take the staff right away. Later, Viren is awoken up to Terry crying, and he confesses that he killed someone, which Viren tells him to get a grip. Right before the morning dawn, Claudia wakes up the two, and they go to a place where they can get the morning's first light. Viren is hesitant about doing the spell, so Claudia does it, and the chrysalis opens. And then we see the being emerge for the first time.
Go Bob! I like how Erebos possessing Callum. That's the only Erebos we get this whole season.
Pretty nice.
Erebos comes in, possesses a child, roasts everybody, leaves, and that's it. A true theater gay.
That's exactly it.
Comes in, reads them to Phil, leaves.
Oh gosh. We also have a situation going on at the Sunfire Elf camp where one elf is performing a ritual and lights a flame, but this angers a human architect who is afraid that the camp will catch on fire. The architect, named Lucia, puts out the flame and the elf attacks, burning her hands in the process. So that wraps up episode 4. Did you want to explain the Orphan Queen? Because she's pretty important.
The Orphan Queen, she's not been named in the show, but she is known from, I think Aaron and Justin gave the name the Orphan Queen. She is a distant descendant of Ezran. She was a ruler of Katalis about 300 years ago, I believe. And she is the person who discovered Erebos' treachery and everything that he was doing and was a part of him being imprisoned. We don't know much about her, but it is confirmed that there will be a project about her in the future. We don't know if it's going to be a graphic novel, a book, a movie, a series, and we don't know. But we will learn more about her later on. All we know is that she was a part in imprisoning Erebos. She was a ruler of Katalis hundreds of years ago, and that she is a distant relative of Ezran's. So, not Callum. So she's Harrow's side of not related to Sarai. We
good explanation.
We love figuring. I always forget that they're half brothers.
I do too. So it's like,
but then I a lot of people are just like, how can you forget they're half brothers? Because they look so different.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, because their parents are all dead.
Oh. They just act like normal brothers do and stuff.
They do.
So
well,
that's why it's so hard for me to remember like half brothers.
I mean, like, Callum, Ezran was born when Callum was 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So they're closer. They're not super close, but they're close in age.
Yeah.
They were raised together. And Ezran, after Sarai died, Ezran was kind of the last reminder that Callum had of her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's said before that Ezran is a lot like Sarai.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
Maybe.
He's a sweet baby boy who deserves all the love.
Yes, we love him so much. Alrighty, next
baby bean.
We got episode 5. Oh, we got episode 5, The Great Gates. So, They have actually King Ezrin and the others watch Callum perform a ritual over Ibis, whose body breaks up into birds and they fly away. Later, Callum and Rayla talk about how Callum saved her the
Calum?
last. Sorry. Hi. Whew, it's getting late.
I'm just like, who?
Who's Caleb? Sorry. New character. No kidding. Kidding.
That's how my roommate pronounced his name until she watched the show. She would just be like, it's Caleb. And I'd just be like, I swear
Callum.
to God.
I promise it's Callum. This moment slipped.
Yeah, she would just like, it spelled Caleb. And I'm just like, it is Callum.
Callum.
I have watched this show like 80 times.
Oh gosh. So they're talking on top and how Callum saved her the last time they were there. It seems like the two are going to start talking, but Soren interrupts this moment with a ding 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 ding. Meeting time. They all go to Zubea's lair and they try to figure out who's trying to free Erebos, and Soren says it has to be his sister, based on the connections and how she's trying to pick up the pieces of where his father had left off. Plus also her bracelet on the floor nearby was also a dead giveaway, so there's that too. Yeah. They all decide to find Claudia to try and stop her by going to the other dragons and ask them for the pieces of their puzzle. And Zubea suggests that they start with the Earth Dragon, Rex Igneous, and that they need to travel to Umbertor. Zim also wants to go, but Zubea says it's too dangerous and that she doesn't want to lose him again and says that he needs to stay home. They all fly out, and Zubea and Soren talk about how they are a dragon, and Soren admits that dragons are actually pretty nice. They arrive at Umbertor, where two rock guardians are guarding a very large door. They manage to open the door, but there are a lot of rocks in the way. One rock guardian reveals a secret entrance and how it is in the Drakewood. Zubea... They all decide to go, but Zubea cannot go in as it's not exactly dragon size, but she warns them to use their words carefully with Rex Igneous. Zubea then takes off, and they all decide to go ahead and travel to the secret back entrance. Later that night, Soren is pumped for an adventure, but they have to get down when they see Drakewood riders flying about. Rayla tries to get Callum to come with her to look for the entrance, but he says no, so Soren goes with her. Out of earshot, Soren tells Rayla how heartbroken Callum was when she left, but Rayla is not in any mood to hear Soren's wisdom, as they hear Drakewood riders nearby.
Do or don't what it don't.
Do what it do. Come on.
I had a sign that said that in my I had a sign that said that in my bathroom for like 5 months.
Aww.
And my roommate walked in and she was just like, Avery, why is a Soren quote on our toilet?
Love it. Let's see. So they see the Drakewood riders nearby trying to capture a dragon. Meanwhile, Ezrin tries to start the big feelings talk with Callum, and Rayla says that his feelings were pretty hurt, and Ezrin at this point is thinking that Callum's talking about Rayla, but he's not. He's talking about when he was possessed by Erebos, and even with that going on, relationships were also hard to figure out. Meanwhile, Rayla says that her and Soren cannot save the dragon as they can't risk being seen, even after Soren says that she was once a part of the Dragon Guard, and she says that they can't save everyone. She starts to leave, hoping Soren is behind her, but he turns around, seeing that the dragon is cornered. Soren rushes in to help save the dragon, and the guy and Soren fight. Soren knocks out his opponent with the giant gourd, but then realizes that a small child is nearby, so but the child gets up, runs, and leaves. Soren tries to get the dragon to leave, but it won't, and they both are knocked out by nearby Drake riders. Rayla makes it back to the camp, but she doesn't see Soren, and she thinks Soren is late because he is composing a poem about his adventures. However, Soren is actually being thrown into a pit with the same dragon. Meanwhile, Claudia and Terry and Viren contemplate what the being is, and Terry is fascinated by the goo it carries, and later on he is able to make some goofy goo. They decide to name the being...
Slime.
Yes. They decide to name the being Sparklepuff, but Viren disagrees as it is undignified, so Claudius suggests Sir Sparklepuff. The being can talk through a game of charades, which Claudia thinks that the being is trying to say lizard in a hat. Yet the being draws out something in the ground, and Viren figures out that the being is actually saying dragon. In the Lux Aurea camp, Amaya arrives at the camp, where Gren fills her in about the previous night's events. Amaya talks with Lucia about what could happen to her. Dun, dun, dun. So geared up. Alright, episode 6, The Drakewood. Alright, so Soren's in the pits, and he's trying to help tame the dragon, but it does not seem very happy with his outfit choice. Meanwhile, so then the morning comes up, and Rayla realizes that Soren is missing, that his pack was not enrolled, and he was nowhere nearby. Callum and Rayla get into a fight, but then Ezrin decides to scale a tree, and the group finds out that Zim found them and managed to follow them, so...
My parents are fighting, trying to climb a tree.
Exactly.
Mom and Dad are fighting again.
I'm gonna get up here where it's nice and quiet. Talk to some birds. Oh gosh. Let's see. Zim helps try to find Soren, with Ezrin being able to kind of see through his eyes and all that. So that's pretty cool. Zim finds the village in the Pit of Despair, but Zim gets seen by the elves and starts getting chased. He ends up getting captured, and Rayla and Callum fight again. Kiss and make up. Come on, let's go.
Kiss.
Exactly. Oh,
hold
goodness.
on, I'll get the Funko boxes. I'll grab the Funko Pops. make the Funko Pop. They're still in the box. I'll make the boxes kiss.
Oh gosh. Yes, so they
I take most of my figures out of the box. The Funkos are staying in.
Yeah, makes sense. So Ezrin tries to remind them of who they are, that Callum is a high mage, and that Rayla is the last of the Dragon Guard. Callum comes up with a plan and manages to cast a spell that kind of gives this misty smoke everywhere in the forest. It makes it hard for the elves to see. A younger elf, the same one from last night, uses a light crystal, which can then part the fog. Rayla distracts the elves flying on dragons, which then Bait and Ezrin use Bait's secret power, which is the glowing and everything like that. So, the elves eventually leave. They all group hug, well, except for Rayla and Callum. They kind of just stand there awkwardly hey, you did great, good job.
Good job. And Rayla blushes because she's still in love.
Yes.
They're both still in love, they just won't admit it.
Exactly. Let's see. So they then find Zim with the young Earthblood standing over him. However, he hesitates, but they're able to free Zim. He introduces himself as Nathan, and it seems that they all get along. They all catch up, and the elf explains that Soren was taken to the Pit of Despair, which is actually where the back door to Rex Igneus's lair is. So they go there expecting to see Soren, but they see Soren's armor and how he was left with the dragon, which is named Scarmaker. The group then decide to continue on, and they go into the Pit of Despair and through the back door to get to Rex Igneus. At the camp, Janai and Kareem talk about the incident, which Kareem is... Well, I put him as Kareem the Manipulator because that's how I felt watching it. It's just that's your title now.
Girl boss.
Exactly. Talking about their sister's passing and what would she do and what would Janai do if her candle was snuffed out, because they also lit a candle so that way her soul could make its way through the darkness. Amaya and Gren also enter the chat. They all talk, and Kareem is not pleased with Amaya's response, as she's taking it as a joke. And Kareem calls for a tribunal. Janai calls for the tribunal of the Sixthborns, and when this occurs, Kareem goes over how the soul candle ritual is a sacred tradition for their people. General Maya speaks up to defend Lucia, but says that Lucia is not innocent. She says, but she wants the court to remain compassionate in their decision. With everything heard, the six horns then make their decision. They all light up their flames with this like blue powder dusty thing, and that means that the person is guilty, meaning that she is sentenced to death. Janai is about to go through with the ritual, but then she cuts the chains that was holding Lucia. It seems Janai heard Amaya's plea to consider the chance for them to all learn and grow in this new opportunity. Janai tells Lucia... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I feel like most people's reaction to that was she's guilty, but she doesn't deserve to die.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Like, give her community service, jail time, whatever. Just...
Yeah.
I do also agree that it's like... In the eyes of their culture, she did basically just commit soul murder.
I guess so. Let's see it like this.
She basically doomed the soul to be wandering for all eternity.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I can imagine.
However, she didn't know, but also, however, she didn't she doesn't know their culture, but also, however, that's not an excuse.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so as, punishment.
I don't think she deserved death. I think she deserved,
well, that's
what she got, basically.
Janai said she was to build a shrine, right where it was and stuff, so then they're able to light up soul candles.
Yeah.
However,
exactly.
Kareem is not very happy with this decision. He's like, you did not just do this. So the two end up talking about the sun seed, which can grow with the sun's light and how it will be powerful as a new orb for Luxoria. She says this is how they're going to be able to regrow, that the sun seed will continue to grow with each and every single passing day, but Kareem realizes that they won't live to see that day, but Janai says that no, but our children, our grandchildren will be able to see it. Later that night, he talks with a councilwoman named Miana, and he says that they must be the ones to finish this chapter as Janai cannot. Alrighty, and to wrap it all...
Nobody likes Miana. Nobody likes Miana.
Especially after season 5, I was like, yeah, okay, no. You're also on the F tier list, sorry.
She was doing so well!
Mm-hmm. I like her character design. So that's why I was like, yeah, but it's like, why'd you do that?
CDP make an unattractive character challenge.
Exactly, they can't do it. They can't.
Various the Baker.
Maybe? I don't know. He can't do it. I mean, I wouldn't say, unattractive.
Somebody's into Darius.
I'm sure.
I'm not into Darius. Somebody out there's into Darius.
I would say Marcos, he's not unattractive, he's just very plain looking.
Velas.
The
character, not the real man. Because he's named after the showrunner.
Oh.
He's the best. He's great. I love him to death. He's definitely a pirate.
Yeah.
He definitely looks like a pirate. But I mean, hey, he's blind. So that means he wouldn't care about my looks.
Oh.
Also, he's married, so he's kind of taken. My type of men, attractive and blind, so they can't see me.
Aww. Alrighty, so wrapping up chapter 6 with later that night, Soren is actually okay, and he arrives back at the camp. He's excited to see the group and tell them of his adventures and his new friend, which he named Squeaky, which is actually Scarmaker. When he realized
Squeaky again.
No, we never do. I think Squeaky flew off with their friends in the sunset, so I think he's okay. He hears a rustle in some nearby bushes, and much to his surprise, his sister Claudia emerges from the shadows. Alright, episode 7, Beneath the Surface. Soren confronts Claudia, but she is mostly curious as to why he is wearing pajamas. because
Champs.
so cute. He
Him and
explains,
Jean
yeah, him and Jean.
with his onesie. I
I-
have Jean's onesie.
It's awesome. Oh my gosh.
The
I
zipper's broken. I gotta fix it.
I actually did like a Twitter post with like Jean and Soren side by side, and I'm like, yeah, these two would be best friends.
They would be! They got no brain cells total.
Oh.
I've made this joke. It's one of my favorite jokes that I make. The main group has 1 brain cell total. Ezrin has it about 70% of the time. Callum and Rayla split it the other 30. Soren's not allowed to have it anymore.
Oh no.
There was an incident that he's not allowed to have it after that.
Oh gosh.
But he sometimes steals the brain cell, which is how you get the Elmer thing in season 5.
Yeah.
Sometimes he steals the brain cell.
Sometimes.
Bait has his own brain cell. Stella has stolen somebody's brain cell. And
I believe it. I believe it. Aw. But yeah, Soren and Jean would be best buddies. They both have swords and pajamas.
They both have swords.
And
they're
stuff.
both blonde. They're both stupid. They both wear pajamas.
Yes, best friends.
They both have sister issues.
Yeah. Oh gosh, Soren with 7 sisters.
Soren more so. Jean's just like, I have 7 sisters. Soren, I have a murderous sister. My sister wants to kill me. Jean, okay, you win.
Yeah. You're good. Let's see. So Soren explains that Squeaky is afraid of shiny things, so he took off his armor, and underneath his armor he wears it, which Claudia is in disbelief, but he says that it's super comfy and saves him time. So more power to you, Soren. Whatever works.
You're doing your best, sweetie.
Soren tells her to stop releasing a great evil into the world, but before she can answer, she uses a magic spell and flies away. Soren follows her after prompting the dragon with a yip yip. The two are arguing while flying, but Claudia gets distracted, her bag gets caught, and she ends up getting stuck and falls down. Soren goes...
Wait, is Stella Momo?
Maybe. I never realized. She can't, like, fly like Momo,
Squeaky's Appa. Stella's Momo.
Yes. What does that make poor Bait? Oh.
Bait is bait.
Bait is bait. Okay. Fair.
Bait is bait.
Oh, goodness. Yes. So, let's see. I don't know where I was. Soren goes to rescue Claudia, and the two crash to the ground. There we go. When Claudia wakes up, she realizes that she's tied up, so Soren wants to talk to her. I'm gonna try not to cry at this part because this is such a heartbreaking scene for me. I love Soren so much. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Soren talks about how he was worried about her and how once again she is on the wrong side and he wants her to change, and how dad is dead, their father's dead. And she doesn't have to do their father's will anymore. Claudia explains angrily about how humans had nothing, and that elves and dragons never helped the humans during times of war, and how she could feel it in her bones, and how Erebos gave them magic. Soren says that he could not feel the same bone feeling, and that the world would be better off without magic. Claudia said without magic, Soren would be dead, especially without their father's magic. Viren and Terry are a bit further away. They set up camp.
Claudia discusses how dark magic saved Soren.
Yeah. And he's just
Soren
kind of
was
like...
a sickly boy.
He was, yeah.
He almost died.
But then Viren used dark magic to
Dark
bring him
magic.
back. And that's what caused their parents to split. And
That's
then
what caused their divorce.
Like, oh my gosh. This family
And it
just needs
also
therapy.
It also caused Soren to be more afraid of Viren because he was afraid of dark magic mode Viren.
Yeah. Scary. Speaking of Mr. Viren, so Viren and Terry set up camp, and Terry starts to worry about Claudia. To get his mind off from worrying about his girlfriend, Terry talks about the get a grip theory Viren inspired him, about how he wants to have feelings and still be helpful despite how wonderfully weird he is. So he's like, I'm still gonna have feelings. I'm still gonna help people. And we're like, Terry, we love you. You got this, sweetie. You're doing great. Like,
You're doing great, sweetie.
we love you. Oh my goodness. So, in the morning, they go walking to try to find Claudia. She never returned back. Terry reveals to Viren how, back at his home in the Enchanted Forest, how he felt different from the others, as he felt that he was a buck and not a doe, and how he chose his name.
No, you are right.
Yeah, buck to doe.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
Doe to buck.
Doe to buck.
How do trans work? Wait.
D to B.
Trans deers.
Yay, trans deers. There you go. So this also implies that Terry is in fact transgender, or identifies as transgender. And we find out that Viren also supports Terry in this, so...
Viren can deal with mass genocide, but he draws the line at homophobia.
Exactly.
Or transphobia.
Yes. But then we hear the being lets out a shriek, and they rush over to see Claudia's bag, and they realize that she might be in trouble. Meanwhile, Team Zim are entering into the zones of peril, where there are 3 of them. The first zone is a place of many sparkly crystals, aka a place that Jen wants to be, because I also too like sparkly crystals.
Yeah. Put all of the witches in there. They would have a great time.
Oh yeah. They need a can't say it. Quasar diamond for Quasar. I'm trying to remember that. Quasar diamond for the star magic. Oh, to use star magic, yeah. They're rare. I was like, I feel like this is important.
There's only 3, and you find out more about them in season 5.
Yes. So in the passageway and everything, they need to use music to light up the way, where they find these tuning crystals to be able to get to the next passage. It's actually pretty fun. And you just see that everybody's having a good time, so...
Everybody gets to hit 1 crystal, even Ibis, because Callum whacks one with his staff.
Oh.
That made me laugh. I was just like, everybody gets a turn, even Ibis!
Yay! Let's see. Nathan is pleased with their process and opens the doors, which the group enters, and he says that this next part will be also fun, especially if they like to play hide and seek with deadly monsters. They have to be quiet. I know. They have to be quiet, and they cannot use light, so no light sources of any kind. And I realized too, they probably saved on the animation budget as well. They didn't have to.
They just had to have a dark screen for 30 seconds.
Exactly.
Just had to have Rayla. Rayla doing a cartwheel in complete darkness.
I know. However, poor Bait lights up, and they have to run from the monsters. So Zim decides to help distract the monsters by flying deep down into the pits. Ezrin is upset over the loss of Zim, and as they stand in silence, he feels a claw on his shoulder, and Zim appears beside them, and they are all relieved that he is okay. I knew he was going to be okay.
My dear friend Zim, quit telling everyone I'm dead!
It's so true. It's like, how did you not realize he could fly back, like, after the monsters left? Like,
sometimes I can still hear his voice.
Oh, he can! Oh my gosh, my heart.
Soren talking about Viren. I lost my dad 2 years ago, Viren. Quit telling everyone I'm dead!
So true. And then Rayla's in the corner like, excuse me?
Rayla about Runan. I lost my dad, Runan in the coin. Quit telling everyone I'm dead!
Oh gosh. I love it.
There's so many people you could do that line with.
So many. So many.
Ezra, I lost my dad, Pip the bird. Quit telling everyone. That theory's been deconfirmed, but I still love the jokes that people make about it.
I knew there was no way, but
no, there's no way.
Let's see.
Oh gosh, and then the Callum is Viren's child theory, and then when in season 5 with Erebus being like, you have another child, everybody was just like, wait.
See, I thought I was talking about Soren at first. But then
Well, he had said not Soren, not Claudia, you have another child, and everybody was just like, wait. There's one major reason, though, why that theory should not be confirmed. And that's Claudia and Callum's relationship in seasons 1 and 2.
Oh no. No.
And that is called Luke and Leia.
Exactly.
That is called a Luke and Leia situation.
Yeah, no, we're not doing all that.
And so they're just like, it's such a good theory, and I'm just like, it is. But then, and they're just like, oh god.
Kids show.
Kids show. We are not gonna have an Oedipus complex but for sisters in this children's television show.
Oh my gosh.
That must actually be a thing. I'm too afraid to Google it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we are not having a Luke and Leia situation in our good old fashioned dragon show.
Nope. We just want more and more dragons. More dragons.
More dragons, more Raylan.
Yes. That's all we require. Alrighty. Ooh, speaking of Rayla.
More Raylan.
We're gonna get into another Rayla moment here.
Yay!
Alrighty, so they make it to the third and final zone, which is called Lava Land. They all wait under a cool air dome that Callum made until the lava is able to go down, and then they're able to walk across.
Cold.
Cold. It's like, I don't have a sweater. Do something.
Well, dang, Rayla, I can't control the weather.
I know.
Literally can.
Oh gosh. So they all decide to go to sleep, but Callum wakes up Rayla saying he wants to talk. Callum says he needs Rayla, which is very misleading for all the Raylan fans. And then he says that he needs Rayla to kill him the next time
Imagine
Erebos...
she said okay and just stabbed him.
I know. Permission granted. Oh gosh.
I need you to kill me.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Ezran wakes up. Oh gosh, I can't. Nope. They're gonna go down. No, I can't do it. What did you do?
Soren's just back there just like, man, that really was a messy breakup.
Oh gosh. She took everything I said to heart. Oh gosh. Poor babies. But yeah, he says that the next time that Erebos takes control of his body, he is afraid because he's not sure who he would hurt. He's not worried about himself getting hurt, he's more worried about the people that he cares about getting hurt, or that he might do terrible things. Rayla, in response, decides to honk his nose, and says that she thought
she was gonna kiss him.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, both of them are so misleading in this scene. It was like, all right, you're gonna say that you need her. Okay, you said you're gonna kiss him. Like,
you are going to reach for his face, and he is going to look at your lips, and then you are going to grab him by the nose.
Yep. So that's what she does. And she reminds him that he can only control himself, and to take the path of
dummy.
Yeah. So Rayla walks away, and Callum is about to follow. Yes. But he stops and is tempted to throw the Key of Erebos into the lava, but then he stops himself. Later on, they make it to the lair of Rex Igneous. The next morning, Soren wakes up and is actually surprised to see that Claudia is still there, that she did not escape. However, before he can figure out what's going on, the being ambushes Soren, and so does Terry with his Earthblood powers, and takes Soren down with some vines. He then sets Claudia free, and when she asks where is Dad, Soren is a bit confused until he sees Viren step out of the shadows. Soren lets out a cry of disbelief. And he just
do you wanna discuss the reflection that happens with Viren and Soren?
We can, briefly, because it's really important. It's
yeah. So in the show, Viren and Soren don't talk, but there is a reflection where after seeing Viren, I'm just giving you multiple water breaks.
You're fine. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I was supposed to join in at the end. I'm just interrupting. I'm so sorry.
Nah, you're fine.
So Soren has a panic attack, and Viren calms him down, and Soren is just leave me alone. I do not want to speak to you. And Viren says, okay, if that's what you want. And so he leaves him alone. And promoting another podcast here, if on Bending Not Breaking, it's a different podcast, but there is an episode on strangers that I part of. So if you want to see more of me being an idiot, go check out that.
Lovely.
We talked about how it relates to acceptance and how acceptance and forgiveness are not the same thing.
It's nice.
So
If
it's
we
very
can
good.
link it. Might ask the boss if we could link it. So now we can share it in the
big
comments.
boss.
The big boss, yes.
It's yeah, no, it's great. It's
Yeah.
me being a little less unhinged, I guess.
Oh, you're fine.
Because we're focusing on that one part.
Yeah. You're good.
But yeah, very good short story.
Mhm.
We see our first glimpse of Baby Soren.
Yeah. Baby Soren. I just want to be like
Baby Soren. We've seen all the baby versions of the main 5 teenage characters except for Rayla. And I know we got Blood Moon Huntress, but like, give us animated baby Rayla.
Yes. That's all we ask.
Give us the babies.
Mm-hmm. It'd be so funny. I mean, this is like a theory that I just thought of. If like whenever her parents are free from the coin, they at first see like her like younger self, and then they see her like all grown up. I would cry tears. Because that was the last time they saw her. Was she was little?
The last time they saw her, she was like 4.
Yeah.
Or no, it was 10 years, so she was 5. She was 5.
Mm-hmm. They just see
like 5
little.
years
All
old.
grown up.
She was a winter.
I know. Why did I just do that to us?
They're gonna.
Please credit me.
Aaron E. has make this happen and then credit us.
Yes.
Credit
please.
us as writers. Please.
Yeah. Just if you do, warn me ahead of time so I can stockpile on tissues. I just got back from Sam's Club, but I'll go back for more.
I know one thing that happens in season 6. I'm not allowed to say what.
Oh.
But like, I knew one thing from season 5 too, and so after the season, they were just like, "What was it?" I was just like, "So you know that I wanted to tell you I know." I knew that. I knew that was gonna happen, and so people are just like, "What? You knew?" I got told something on accident.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, good. Alrighty, so we got 2 more episodes to go through. Let's do this.
We're hitting 2.5 hours.
Oh gosh, we might beat the record hopefully. So.
Oh god.
Let's go. No.
I jokingly said before we started recording I might beat that record purely because of my ramblings.
Oh, you're fine. I love ramblings. Alrighty,
Rambling.
Episode 8, Rex Igneous. So we're gonna start in Lux Aria because not really kind of sort of a lot happens that I really want to talk about. Right, so Janai and Amaya fly away to find a quiet place to talk. Janai is uncertain about what to do, and Amaya asks her, what kind of life does Janai want? Janai says she wants to marry Amaya as her wife, and that she also wants to be a queen of her people as well. She talks of a saying in Lux Aria, "You can't have your cake and eat it too," meaning she has to choose one. But Amaya steps in and says you can have 2 cakes. While Janai ponders...
has a saying, just have 2 cakes.
Yes. While Janai ponders what she means by that, Amaya gives her a kiss, and Janai understands laughing. Oh my gosh. I remember watching that. So this came out November 2022, a couple months before Ruby Volume 9, right? And I'm watching that scene. I love them. I love our lesbian queens. Absolutely beautiful couple and everything. That whole scene, beautifully animated, music, writing.
I think I literally said during that scene, I can't wait for Bumblebee to have a kiss
I said
like
the
that.
exact same thing! I said the exact same thing. I was like, now we need Bumblebee to have something as beautiful.
We need Bumblebee!
And then it happened. I was like, oh my gosh, I should have recorded myself saying that.
Oh my gosh, no. Oh my gosh, my reaction for the Bumblebee kiss. I legit got a text from my mom like 2 minutes after, and it said, "Are you okay?" She said, "Are you okay, or are you watching your show?"
Yeah.
And it was so...
I was hugging my Mitsuri pillow, like trying not to be loud because it's like 10:30 in the morning and like most of my family's like asleep and stuff. So I'm just like
9 a.m. for me.
Oh gosh. I had to be like really quiet. It was really hard.
I was so loud that my brother could hear me in my basement, and after I finished recording, he had heard about Bumblebee becoming canon.
Yeah.
And so I told him, like, I'm sorry for being so loud, and he was just like, I know why you were screaming, and it's warranted.
Oh gosh. Yes, it was amazing. So yes, so we have Dragon Prince Kiss.
Go watch Ruby.
Go watch Ruby after this.
Go watch Ruby. We're kind of trying to get Volume 10 greenlit here.
Yes. Greenlight Volume 10, please. I need to see my babies. Especially Ren and Nora. I am running out of content ideas.
I need to see not depressed Ruby.
Yes, I want to see.
I'm wearing my Bumblebee necklace right now. Like, make it happen.
Nice. Yes, I'm excited. Alrighty, so back in Dragon Prince Kingdom, Kareem is being Kareem, and he's talking to Miana about the Great Horns and how they're just unhappy as he is, and that and then there's the story of Blood and Ash, where a war took place between two brothers' armies, where ash blackened the sky and the sun shone red as blood. But the two brothers dueled for the throne, letting it be a ritual for others. He makes a scroll with his own blood and ash from a nearby fire, which he intends to challenge his sister. Miana has doubts because she's like Janai strong, she's confident, she's had years of training, but Kareem is confident. He's just like, I'm a mage. I do magic, baby. So I got
my
this.
Fireproof sister with fire. It'll be fine.
Exactly.
No brain cells in this family.
Nope. No brain cells in the Dragon Prince.
No brain cells in this show.
No.
The only person who has a brain cell is Opelli.
Yes, I agree. That's why she needs vacations, because it's so overworked.
She does. Somebody give this lady a vacation.
Oh, goodness.
She's had to raise Callum and Ezran, and she's had to deal with Callum's depressed butt and Ezran's dumb butt for 2 years.
And probably Soren for a bit, too.
She's basically the queen at this point.
Queen Mother, yes. Oh.
She's the queen. Ezran's just the figurehead.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, imagine that's how season 7 ends. Opelli becomes like the prime minister.
I see it. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Season 5, episode 1. Paula Burrows arrests herself.
Yes. That was crazy.
I love all the repeat voice actors. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm. I didn't catch that until afterwards, and then I saw like a meme or a post about it, and I'm like, oh yeah.
So many people were making memes about it that Paula herself was just like, yeah, that is funny.
It happens.
Because I mean, like, Marius the Baker shares a voice with Viren.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Jason Sitman.
Talent. Let's see. Alrighty, so Team Zim, we see that Zim is a little bit nervous, and they're trying to figure out why, which he finally lets Ezran know that his parents never got along, which is why Zubeia wanted him to stay home as well. So Rayla is able to
My theory is that all the archdragons were in a poly relationship and they had a really bad breakup.
Ooh. That's an interesting
That's why
theory.
none of them like each other anymore.
Oh. Yeah,
Seriously, think about it.
I wonder what happened. Something.
Like Sol Regum, Rex Ignia, Zubeia, Avazandum, Luna Tenebris, they were all in like a poly relationship. And it just had a really bad breakup where only Zubeia and Avazandum stayed together.
Yeah. Bloodwagons. Oh.
Stupid headcanon, but it's my headcanon and I love it.
There you go. Rayla's able to use her moon spell with the crystal that Callum had gotten in the caves. And she's able to like transform Zim into like a dog. So Nathan tells the group that they need to bring Rex Igneous a gift, which they realize that they do not have. They arrive inside the lair, but they don't see the dragon. However, he is awakened from a pit of like a hot water springs type of look when Rayla wakes him up and stuff like that. So, good job, Rayla. So then they have to present their gifts. Ezran presents to him his crown, Callum his staff, and Rayla her blades. However, Rex Igneous is displeased with their gifts, telling them he doesn't want visitors and they should run. But Ezrin says he has one more left, a brown sludge tart, which is the equivalent of chocolate in our world.
Basically chocolate pudding.
Yeah, and it sounds good. Bait likes it, so there you go. Rex Igneous enjoys the tart and grants them an audience. Ezrin asks where the prison of the Archmage Erebus is, which Rex Igneous says that he doesn't know. I feel like it would have been easier if Ezrin would have said, like, could we have your map piece? Like, we're trying to find his prison before somebody else does, instead of just being like, where's the prison? It's like, no.
He could have just been like, where is your map piece? Can we use it?
Yeah. Rex Igneous decides to take his leave, but Ezrin brings up Zuthea, and Rex Igneous is not having it, and he mocks the late Dragon King, which makes him angry, so he attacks Rex Igneous and transforms back to his former self. Rex Igneous is enraged, and Ezrin announces that Zim's father is dead. Rex Igneous apologizes to them, and how he is reminded of Ezrin. How Ezrin reminds him about a human who once helped stop the war in Sadia, which is in reference to the Orphan Queen. Ezrin tries asking again, and Rex Igneous again says that he doesn't know. But before they can figure it out, or they're trying to like figure out like, is this like a whole riddle thing, Claudia appears out of the blue, and using a spell makes multiple versions of herself and plays her little ocarina, and they all fall asleep.
It's basically an ocarina. The Dragon Prince, Ocarina of Time.
Hey, I'd play it. I would play it.
I would too. I mean, I know we are getting a video game next year. Mm-hmm. Who knows what we're getting, but you know.
I'm excited. I'm ready to play. I still gotta finish Ruby Arafel.
All that matters is that I can play as Rayla.
Yes.
I don't know if it's... I don't know, maybe it'll be like a create your own character thing. Who knows?
Exciting.
We don't know. We know nothing.
Nothing.
All we know is that people are playtesting it.
Mm-hmm. There will be dragons. Do you know that?
There will be dragons. There will be princes.
Mm-hmm.
There will be those.
There will be jelly tarts.
There will be, hopefully.
We'll see. Get to go and just be
if Soren isn't playable, I want him to be like the gatekeeper from Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay, so the gatekeeper, he's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a not playable character in Fire Emblem Three Houses, and he has a different dialogue every month in the game, or well, every like time you talk to him, and he always greets you with, "Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report." Oh. And then he like tells you about his day.
Yeah, I see that happening.
And he's just like, things are great right now, or things aren't going super well in my life right now. And he's just the happiest guy. And he's so... This is absolutely hilarious. He's really popular in the Fire Emblem fandom. Every year, fans vote on 2 male and 2 female Fire Emblem characters to get like special designs in like the Fire Emblem app game. It's like a gacha game sort of thing. And people jokingly said, "Let's vote for the gatekeeper." And then people actually were just like, "No, wait. Let's actually vote for the gatekeeper." The gatekeeper won first place by over 20,000 votes.
Oh my gosh.
And
that's amazing.
People are just like, "You mad lads. We've done it." Like, he got more votes, I believe, than the 2 women winners combined.
Oh my god. Super popular.
He got like 70,000 votes.
Oh my gosh.
It was insane. And you never play as him in Three Houses. He is only an NPC. He literally just... Everybody loves him because he's just, "Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Here's how my day's going." He's awesome. I love him.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Great. And he's just... If Soren were an NPC in a video game, he would be the gatekeeper.
I see it now. Oh,
and Jesse and Akalia did agree with me on that once.
Nice. Yeah, we'll see. See when the game comes out. Maybe we can review it. If we both are able to play it, so it'll be fun to do.
if Soren doesn't play nothing to report, the game is immediately a 7 out of 10.
Oh gosh. Alrighty. Let's see. I do want to go ahead and wrap up here because we got our last episode, episode 9, Escape from
Yay.
Umberton. We're almost there. Tor.
We're doing it. We're almost at 3 hours.
Let's go. Alright, let's see. Team Zim is still asleep as Terry and Claudia try to figure out like where the map piece is. Terry has to stop a Soren from calling out to wake up the dragon, and while they look, Soren crawls over to Rayla. He basically does the worm over to Rayla. He nudges her, but she doesn't wake up. Zim grabs one of Soren's boots, and upon freeing it, gags at the smell. Soren sees this as a perfect way to wake up Rayla. It works, and she wakes up and is surprised and happy to see Soren. She unbinds him, and they come up with a plan to wake the dragon, with Soren wanting to shove his stinky feet under the dragon's nose, while Rayla suggests that she's just going to stab him awake. Very effective. Claudia uses a magic spell to find the map, and they see it in the dragon's mouth. Terry uses his goofy goo to get the map out of the tooth. However, Rayla stabs the dragon awake, and of course he's not very happy. The others are awoken, and Soren grabs everything, but they can't find Ezran. Ezran tells Callum he can talk to Rex Igneous. This was before he decides to go off missing. Ezran pleads for Rex Igneous to kind of calm down, take a deep breath, and when Rex Igneous does so, he's able to, fire-breathing dragon, air, all that good stuff, and he blows steam over him. Callan helps soften the blow, and Soren calls out to Ezran and goes to see if he is okay. Ezran is fine, saying he has a case of the toasty toesies. This is a callback to season 1 when he said frozy toesies.
I got the frozy toesies.
Yes. And Soren calls him a brave king. He gives Ezran a piggyback ride to the others. However, Viren goes to get his staff, and Rayla catches sight of him. She looks over at Callum, who tells her to go. Rayla catches up to Claudia and holds Terry back. Claudia says that she has something of value to Rayla, holding up a bag, and reveals that inside the bag are coins that have her parents and Runan in them. She holds the bag over the lava, and Rayla says she is not going to make a deal with Claudia. So then Claudia tosses the bag, and Rayla tries to get it, but misses. So Stella uses her portal to deliver the bag to Rayla. When Rayla opens the bag, there are stones inside. Claudia smirks and leaves Rayla, who is tearful over what happened. Terry informs Claudia... Uh-oh. We lost the coins. Their souls are gone forever.
Star.
Hey, nice. Mine's upstairs.
I have like 40 coins.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Terry informs Claudia that what she did was mean and cruel. Claudia goes back to give the bag of coins to Rayla. Meanwhile, the others are trying to open the entrance door, with Soren saying it takes this strength in their hearts to open it. He instructs Bait to help, and with a push from Bait, the door opens. They all rush outside. Rex Igneous blows the doors away, and Soren says that they are all doomed. Just then, Zubeia shows up. The two roar at one another, showing off their powers. Rex Igneous finally leaves. The others celebrate. Zim is scolded, and just then Callum sees Rayla's blade that Rex Igneous had pulled out from his skin. He goes over to it and starts to cry. However, Rayla is over in a rock pile nearby, and the others help get her out of the pile. Callum gives her a hug in relief, and so do the others, which Zim knocks them all down in their group hug, so everybody's okay. Yay. We then see in Lux Aria, Janai gets the scroll from Kazi, and she explains to Amaya that the royal blood duel that her brother had challenged her to is actually a forbidden ritual by their grandmother Aditi, who said it was foolish for kings and queens to fight one another when they should be focused on their own kingdoms. Yana and Kareem meet again, and she says that is too risky. But again, he's just like, oh, I'm strong, powerful, like I can do this, and I know my sister well. That's something that he said that like stood out to me. Like, I know my sister well.
I know my sister, she'll give up.
Yeah, no. He says he will get the other great horns on his side because they can sense the fractures in the kingdom. The royal blood duel starts, and it appears at the beginning like Kareem has the upper hand, that he's doing well, but Janai activates her power. I almost wrote semblance when writing this. I guess it kind of would be her semblance. Her and Yang would get along.
Well, I mean, a lot of different...
Sort of kind of be.
Great. Now I'm thinking about what the semblances would be.
I know. Uh-oh.
Raylan would essentially have Blake's, honestly.
Pretty much.
With the Moonshadow form.
I see that. Let's see. So Janai activates her powers, and she is able to withstand the flames. She cuts his staff with her sword. Kareem says she has to finish the job, but she does not, and when he pleads the Great Horns to arrest his sister, they arrest him instead. Janai tells him that they will rebuild their city and its history the way she wants to. Kareem is led away. And then, finally, we see Claudia, Terry, and the Being have made their way out of the cave. Viren also joins the group, and his true form is revealed. And that...
he goes into a dark magic coma in the credits.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. I'm glad I wasn't the only one that picked up on that. I was like, huh. Like, you just kind of start slowly collapsing. But yep, that wraps up the Dragon Prince Season 4. We made it!
Yay! It only took us 3 hours to get through these 2 seasons.
I know, it's all good.
We kept going off on tangents.
Hey, whatever works. So, I don't think I have much other notes because I was kind of going through it as we were talking, so...
And so was I, yeah.
Yeah.
There is one thing, though, that you didn't mention. So throughout Season 4, Callum was rightfully pissed off at Rayla, and he was saying some, you know, slightly rude stuff. And a lot of fans kind of agreed that she deserved it a little. But there's one moment that pretty much everybody agrees was too far. And that was the moon opals.
Oh, yeah.
The moon ones are the prettiest.
Yeah.
I mean the opals.
Yeah, it's like, dude. Like, just admit it. Just
at that point,
turn around and kiss her. Just
at that point, everybody was just like, Jesus.
Gosh.
No, listen, I get that they're like having them rebuild their relationship and stuff. But like, we know they love each other. They know they love each other.
Have a big feelings talk.
To once again quote the 6-year-old, can they just stop being broken up and kiss already?
Exactly. Yeah.
She literally screamed that at the TV at one point, and I was laughing so hard. She loves Raylan. It's so sweet.
I think we all do. I think that's why a lot of us kind of watch like the Dragon Prince. It's like dragons and Raylan. That's basically sums up.
I started watching when Season 1 first came out. Like, I saw the trailer on YouTube before Season 1, and then I was just like, this looks interesting. So when Season 1 dropped, I watched it.
Yeah.
When Season 1 came out, Raylan was not popular.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was Claudium. Raylan was not a popular ship in Season 1. It was crazy. Like, I shipped Raylan from Season 1, and I was the black sheep.
Oh.
And then Season 2 came around, and everybody was just like, no, yeah, Raylan. And I'm just like, right? Been here the whole time!
Oh. Yeah, so I did enjoy Season 4.
I've been expecting you.
I know. Yeah, I did enjoy Season 4. I don't know why Season 4 gets a lot of hate. Like, I thought it was decently paced. Like, it takes place over a couple days, but
I think,
just getting to know characters.
I personally think it's because you came off of the huge climax that was Season 3, and then it just slows back down.
Yeah.
Also, Season 4 did have, this is just my opinion, a little bit of pacing issues and a little bit of characterization issues. But I think it's great. Yeah. Solid 8 out of 10.
There you go. And I also like the art designs too, like all the different colored trees and stuff like that. Like the lighting was really good in some scenes.
And the redesigns, they're all great.
Yeah, so Season 4, don't give it too much hate. It's really good. Of course, Season 5, it gets better, so.
Season 5 is amazing. Season 5 has my favorite episode of the whole show.
Yeah, so hopefully,
Season 5, episode 8 was already amazing, and then Callum punched a man in the face.
yes, it was awesome. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up here. Avery, any last minute thoughts, questions?
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Of course,
I appreciate it very much. I legit saw you just be like, I need someone for Dragon Prince thing, and I was just like, let me in!
You literally slid into the DMs like not even 20 minutes after I made the post, and I'm like, oh,
I
hi!
slid into the DMs, allow me to introduce myself.
Exactly. Springy's texting me like, you got someone. It's like, oh, okay.
Allow me to introduce myself. But yeah, very honored to be a part of this. Check me out, AVE_R_IE, wherever you find me. Wherever you can find people on social media. I'm on most of them, not all of them, but if you can find me, it's probably me. Thank you guys for having me on. Thank you guys for listening to my ramblings for the past 3 hours now.
If you made it this far, ask for a jelly tart. And I will
if you made it this far, yeah. And as I always say on my videos, please take care of yourselves both physically and mentally, and I love you all. Thank you so much.
So good. Yes. Well, thank you all again for watching. Be sure to subscribe, follow our lovely guest, and we'll be back with more Dragon Prince hopefully in a little bit. So we'll see how it goes. So thank you everyone so much.
All hail Raylan.
All hail Raylan. Yes, let's go. I'm excited. Alrighty, so thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.